Party time!
I would normally start with the clapping, but I think Asher Mike was unmuted the whole time.
I was popping with the song.
It was unmuted the whole time. I was like, wait,
trying not to laugh.
I was like, I'm looking at myself. I'm just like, wait, I'm muted. What's going on over here? What's going on?
Yeah, I saw a mic made a noise. I was like, oh no. Oh no, what have I done?
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
So that's one hell of a way to start. Is just some nice.
That's not the worst thing I've been unmuted for. There was a time when I did the Illuminati podcast, and I think we almost leaked that Cosmic Fury was on the way.
Like while everything was wow, hot mic.
Yeah,
hot mic.
before the NDAs broke. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, now there we go. Hello and welcome to episode 21 of the TokuTonic Shift. We made it past the 20 mark. We are now in the mid-era of geeks. Now we're in the 20s, which means these podcasts are all gonna suck now.
We're all gonna try to backstab each other. So a disaster arc.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start our own arc that's gonna go nowhere, absolutely nowhere at all. It's just gonna flatline completely. So we've got a pretty light docket for us today. Not a lot of news has been going on. There's some old news, but it's new news to me, type thing that we'll be going over, along with some other stuff such as Shin Kamen Rider finally getting a proper Western release. Some new figures coming out as well from our least favorite Kamen Rider thing out of the last. Well, Mark still hasn't finished it. Black Sun.
Never happening.
So there's that, and there is Jito right here, just looking intently right there. So of course we got all that, plus of course the latest episode of Gates and King Oja that we'll be going over in a few moments. But otherwise, joining me today, we've got Ash the Oxy 360. How are you this fine morning for you?
I am good. I am slightly recovering from being sick. If I need to mute my mic, I'll be coughing or off camera to have some medicine because winter is kicking my ass right now.
Now explain the fit. Explain your fit. What you got on?
The Audi, it's winter. It's cold.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm over here at AC full blast. I'm like dying.
Yeah, I got the AC on. I got 90 today.
Cheetah was just Kevin in disguise. Mark, how are you this fine evening?
Diablo 4, still no lifing it.
Look, I'm over here. After this stream is over, I'm going back to 16, Final Fantasy 16, which dropped yesterday. Only put in about 5 hours ish into it, so that's about it.
That's why I'm playing it so much, because I need to get out of the way to play 16. But then AEW Fight Forever comes out next week also, so I'm like, games need to stop coming out so frequently right now in the summer. I need a break.
Well, we just had a Nintendo Direct.
Exactly. I have to still play Mega Man Battle Network. I have 8 more games to play.
Yeah, but now you gotta replay Super Mario RPG like the rest of
no,
them.
that's day one purchase. Like I'm no life. Like you
Oh, yeah.
guys won't hear from me.
I've never played Super Mario RPG. It never came to Australia.
Oh yeah, I heard that like the only time you guys really got it was just like eShop on the Wii U and the
Yeah.
SNES Classic was it.
Yeah.
That was it. So on the other hand, just real quickly, I did go to a small Ranger convention during the weekend, like after last week's stream. People were making me aware of Ranger Stop, and I went ahead and woke up really early, went to Ranger Stop over in Atlanta on Saturday. That was a nice hour, 40-minute drive to get there. Spent a lot of money. Spent like more money than I wanted to spend.
Our pre-stream talk, you did not mention merchandise purchases.
Yeah.
I did. Well, first of all, I'm gonna show something that I did not buy at Ranger Stop, but it might catch Mark by surprise. And that is that I got my first Wonder Ride book. That's right. Nice. I finally bought something from Saber. Like completely out of nowhere. So
proud.
I said I wasn't going to do it. And then I got it.
How do you like it? It's great, isn't it? You want all of them, don't you? I
like the little like pop-up effect. I got to fucking press things here just to like get it to completely like pop-up book open.
I love those so much.
Mm.
You should get the primitive dragon one.
Yeah, so we got to the episode of Saber where Caliber got the Jowl dragon, and the second he used it, I was like, "All right, I'm going on Amazon."
Yeah,
like this looks too cool. I went on Amazon. I found it for like $15, and I was like, "Bought."
How do you think $15? I bought all these as they came out, as they were released. Nice. Every Wonder Ride book, every gimmick. Also, I heard while you were watching it in the Discord, you had some spoilers given to you.
Yes.
Condolences, because that even when I heard that, when Cloudy told me, I was like, no. I was like, the few cool things about this season.
Pretty much as soon as I post a picture of this, someone goes ahead and spoils something from Saber, and I'm like, this is one of the few Saber things I did not know.
Yeah.
Like, great. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, are you going to get the memorial sword?
No.
You sure?
No, I don't know yet.
That's how it's
probably not.
You have a spot on your door. You have a spot in the door for it.
I do technically. I did try and fix up like my wall after my Saba Saber fell and peeled off the paint and all that shit from over there. Got some more command strips over there. Got some more shit like up on display. So
I did the same. My drivers fell, so now this is all 2D terrors now.
It's just yeah.
I was broke. The Wizard driver fell, and then it almost hit the PlayStation 5. So I was like, you know what? Not putting anything heavy above the PlayStation.
Yeah. So I did go to Ranger Stop, and like it's weird because I always thought like being in the same room, bumping shoulder to shoulder with like actors of my childhood, that I'd probably feel starstruck. I did not actually. It was like the weirdest feeling ever. I was just like, oh shit, like these guys are just here, like just freely here. Like it was like a surreal experience. I think I've only been starstruck like once before at a convention, and it was just meeting the voice actor of Amuro Ray, like Toru Furuha, who also does Aqua Red for like Tokusatsu people. So yeah, all that stuff. So that was a thing. I did end up going to Steve Cardenas's like table and paid for his selfie, which is like $50 for his selfie. And then got some merch from him that I got like autographed. Here's the picture of me and my kid at Steve's table. So yeah. They'll notice not a lot of
Rocky. Always got to rep Rocky. So underrated.
Yeah.
Just out there. So yeah, I'm out there with my Zeonizer out there. I did set it to blue, so everyone like nice. I had that shit on right. Luckily, I did not ask him for a kick because he probably wouldn't have landed it, so we're good.
Oh yeah, no. He'd miss all the rest of the conventions, and just Blake would take over at all the conventions for him.
But yeah, he also had this cool, like little power coin that he autographed.
Nice.
Cool part is like the back part because it shows the dragon,
Nice.
the Thunder Zord back there. So that's nice with all the Die Ranger like logos and stuff like that. So yeah, getting this plus his autograph, $80.
Oh yeah,
$80. So,
Yeah, no, conventions will set you back a bit when it comes to
Yep.
autographs and that.
another thing is so oh yeah, so I was rocking the Meanwhile Sononi shirt, like
Nice.
so people know that. But another thing is TokuTonicShift had a booth there, and I couldn't help it but buy the King Oger. So I did buy the DX King Oger finally. I said I wasn't gonna buy it, but it was in front of me, and you know, like I guess the best part, well, rather the worst part of it all, was the fact that the way that they had their booth set up, they literally had it so you could just play around with the figures. They just had the figures out and about. They had Don Onitaijin out. They had Black Onitaijin out. The King Oger out. They had the Geats 9 buckle out. Things like that for people to mess around with. So just seeing the King Oger there, I was like, y'all got the Geats 9 buckle? They were like, nah, we sold out yesterday. And I was like, fuck, let me get King Oger.
Yeah, that's how they are. At Palmorphicon, they had stuff out, and I was just like, oh, did they have any of the gold mechas on display?
They didn't have any of the gold mechs on display, so they didn't have God Kabuto or anything like that out.
No, because when they had the stuff on display, like, because at Palmorphicon, they had the Desire Driver with the Magnum and Boost on display because it wasn't out yet. And everyone's just like, even I was like, how much? Like, no, it's a display. It's not for sale. I'm like, how much?
They did have a CSM like V buckle from Ryuki up and about, but apparently that was from another table, and the person was trying to sell it. And then when someone asked what the price was, they said $700, and I was like, "Ooh, what the no?
What?
Why?
That's way too much. It's not even factory sealed."
Yeah. They did not have Tarantula Night. I asked. They were like, "No, it's not out yet. It comes out next week, so we didn't bring it. We're not breaking street date on it."
Dude, that thing's been out for. I know people.
Well, they were talking about like, nope, they're only fulfilling pre-orders, and that's it. So that's what was going on with that.
Yeah, because it came out in Japan, I think, like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was about to buy one online the other day, and I was like, I should get that. That looks nice.
I might have to cop mine soon. For it sells out.
I also don't like that you bought stuff at the convention, Zio, because I'm like mentally keeping track of everyone's purchases for the Toku debt. And I'm like, nah, stop spending money. Okay, listen, I had a slow start this year.
Well, look, I mean, I did cancel my gift buy stamp from TokuTonicShift and rebought it on Amazon for $10 cheaper, so I can finally get that coming in. So
you've been waiting so long for that.
Yes, I pretty much just emailed them today, and I was like, look, I've been waiting for this thing since last year. Everybody's playing around with it. Let me cancel it.
Like, everyone is going around stamping their loved ones except for me. Like, I want to play with it.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get those Gifusi hand stamps and put them on my hands, so I can just walk around like this the entire time.
Just wear a glove over it.
Exactly. Pull off the Akaishi. Best way to do it. Did I spend any more money? No, besides like food and drinks and all that stuff. And also gas, because of course, like driving all the way to Atlanta. So I probably like all in all spent like $300 something bucks.
That's not that bad though. That's actually pretty.
It's not that bad. Like if I was there like the whole time, I probably would have spent more money. But of course, I still have Anime Weekend Atlanta in October. Yeah. And I normally shell out almost $1,000 during those conventions.
I know. So. There's a lot of people trying to convince me to fly out to Orlando for, I think it's November, October for the next Ranger like one they're doing. And I'm like, listen, I'll be tapped out by then. I was like, but it's in the actual hotel, so I'm like, I might do it because I actually like going to Power Ranger conventions. Like you said, not being starstruck. I think it's because of the setting. Like when you're at like a San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con, like because of how it sets up, there's like the grandiose of the environment that makes it like you'll be more starstruck. But when it's like a smaller setting that's like more intimate and not so hectic, you don't feel so like starstruck around people because it's like chill, like laid back.
Yeah, they're literally and they're walking around the convention like nothing. Like literally while I'm waiting, like to like just get some water, I'm just chilling. Like Aisha's actress like walked right past me, and I was like, "Damn, she looks fine in person."
Yeah,
so
she's
one
of the people that runs it. She's one of the people who runs the convention.
Yeah, the only ones that they really kept on their like lock and key was just like Walter and David Yost, because of course, like because of Once a Ranger, like they were the ones that were like, yeah, that's it. But yeah, that was me going to Ranger Stop. Probably we'll check it out again once they do it again, because it's like I like how intimate it is. I just hate how small it is overall. Like I'm so used to larger conventions. Like it's just weird being in like 3 rooms total is like all they had.
And people don't realize, dude, PMC felt really small too compared to what I'm used to. So like, even I was like, this isn't that big of a convention. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I'm used to like 2 hotel lobbies and a half, and then like 50 something panel rooms, a concert hall, and all that shit. But,
dude, I'm used to 100,000 people plus.
And then like booths trying to sell me alcohol, which I will gladly pay for, because even though they're overpriced, I'm trying to get lit at a convention. That's normally how it goes. So just how it goes. So if y'all want to hang out and drink in person, you can catch me at Anime Weekend Atlanta the last weekend of October.
And I don't drink, so if you want to bring me the freaking Mexican street corn flavored Cheetos, I'll be at Anime Expo in LA next weekend.
Okay.
Because those Mexican street corn freaking crunchy Cheetos are delicious.
So let's go ahead and get on with this week's
Super Hero Time starts now.
With this week's Geets. Man, you know, it's weird because like I'm so conflicted with how Geets is going now, because it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. It's just like they're paying off plot threads that they've closed before and just reopened up again. And it's like that ship sailed and you literally like recalled it back like Tears of the Kingdom style just so you can beat it down. Like the hell is wrong with you? So yeah, we start off this week where we left off last week with that group of Parasite Jamatos going ahead and taking a swing at Ace and Neon over here. But then, of course, he beats them up pretty fast, but to the tune of his new character insert song, which is okay. I felt it was a little out of place with this fight. I don't know. How did you guys feel about the insert song?
Dude, I liked it. I was in there like, okay, this is good. Nice little guitar. And like it's one of those things where it's like Geets has been hit or miss with a lot of the insert music, whereas like King Osier has it. King Osier has not missed at all with their music choices. I was like shocked because after I talked about my review, when we got the debut of Mark 9, sadly we got the second verse of the OP, and that kind of ruined it for me. But I really enjoyed this song.
Ash, how did you feel about the song with this fight?
It's okay. I think I need to listen to it more. I think the soundtrack is out there, but it's an okay song.
The song's out there. I listened to it literally the week before this episode went live. But I just feel within the context of this fight, it just felt a little off. Like it's not the greatest fight song ever. But it just seems like the type of song that you would have during like a chase, like an emotional chase scene. Like that's the type of vibes I get from the song. Not I'm shooting everybody and getting the little mini U's out of U's so I can shoot up those mini U's.
Oh, from that standpoint, yeah, no. I'm just saying from a song standpoint, though, I like the song.
Yeah, no, I'm talking context of this fight.
Context of the fight. No, it's because it was also just a quick fight, and the Geets fighting right now, at least with Mark 9, like it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, like there's no like sense of like stakes at play, like because when you kill the Jamato, the little ones come out. So I don't really care about any Mark 9 fights.
Like I mentioned it during the live stream on Sunday that I felt like the song would have been more impactful had it come out when Ace had that emotional moment seeing his like mom crumble and he picked up the stone. That's when the music should have played, and then the guitar riff should have hit once you saw Boost like Mark III. Like that's when it would have hit. But nah, because of course they didn't debut the song until like after we got Gates 9. So missed opportunities. Anyway, so of course that's when we get Keiwa and Azuma here, and they want a job. Because of course, since Beroba and Keke paid them some visits, they want to go ahead and join on in and become writers again. Because why not? So they of course get their drivers, and Ace like just goes ahead and remembers what buckles they were using, even though, you know, Buffa had that upgrade, but we don't talk about that upgrade no more because, you know, we undid that wish with this. You know, the complicated thing that we don't talk about anymore.
Buckle inventory doesn't exist.
Nope. So yeah, meanwhile, got arrested. So
he's going through it.
Like that man just got completely arrested. Also, I like how this is a Sony TV. They've got the logo blocked off, but I can tell that's a fucking Sony TV. I've worked around TVs way too fucking much to not know that's a Sony TV. But yeah, he got arrested for, you know, all that. Well, I forget the specific reason why they say it in the news that he got arrested, but I'm just gonna say
it was something about like tampering.
Tampering with evidence, and I think it's the reason why the Jamato are invading. Like he's got something to do with it.
Wow.
I think the government pinned it on him, yeah.
Yeah, evidence tampering and keeping things hush.
Great. Gotta love all those complicated like government things that we're probably never gonna proper payoff to. But yeah, of course, Neon goes back home to visit with her mom right after finding out that her daddy's been taken to prison. But of course, she completely forgot that her mom is completely psycho.
Yeah.
So it just like goes back, before and after. Exactly. It's like it never stopped. It never stopped with the crazy. And but it's okay though, because she's moved out. She's got her own place. She's got a friend that's gonna help her with all the moving stuff. So you know nothing's gonna come in the way of any of that progress that she's about to have in terms of properly moving into her new space. Nope, nothing at all. Nothing at all, guys. Nothing at all. Like it's exactly, it's all gonna be fine. Meanwhile, of course, here's Keiwa telling his sister Sarah, you know, she's completely fine doing things on her own. She's gonna go ahead and get a job, a second job, to support the two of them, because of course Keiwa sucks at maintaining a job or even getting a job. So while he's out becoming a writer, she's just going to work for the two of them so they can have a proper life. So that's good.
He doesn't deserve her. He does not deserve her as a sister.
So now we join the DGP management staff going up to the two supporters and handing them their black cards. That's right. They got those upgrades. They got those Visa black cards.
Oh, that's the route we're going with it.
Oh, yeah. That's legit what they call them.
I know.
They say VIP black cards.
They said it was like, in mine, it said it was like premium like card.
Well, the words that actually come out of his mouth are actually like black VIP card.
Yeah.
So
what subs were you using, Mark? I used Azu, so.
Oh, I don't know. I got whatever ones came out.
Yeah, I was using Izu as well.
And then I usually get whatever ones come out first, and then I upload online the higher quality ones that come out later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gives them these brand new cards that will require you to buy a whole new laser raise riser to even use them. They are not compatible with the current laser raise riser at all. You got to buy a brand new one to make use of these. And that's why that Memorial Edition laser raise riser is coming out soon. So you can make use out of these new cards.
If they got to get the laser raise ride, whatever the hell it's called, I will be buying the Memorial one.
First of all, look. Before we get too far into this, y'all think they're getting physical suits this time, or are they going to stick to CG hot messes for them?
Physical suits.
Yeah, physical suit. I fucking hope it's physical suits.
Yeah.
Because I feel like looking back, they really did nothing with them. Like we saw Kekera transform. Like, wasn't it like the one time when they were all fighting against like Beroba?
Yeah, and he's a frog.
And that fight went nowhere because the next episode they were like, "Oh yeah, that was a fight that happened." Even though they ended that episode with like the cliffhanger of like, "Oh, how's it going to end?" So you just don't know.
They're going to get physical forms because I have a theory that like the antagonist protagonist arc that's going to be happening towards the final fight is Geats versus whoever the big DGP person is going to be, Soul or whatever. But then we're going to have like Kakarot and Keiwa fighting. We're going to have Baroba and Michinaga fighting. That's how I feel it's going to be. So they're going to, obviously for that fight, they're going to probably get physical suits.
Black Shadow, we have not seen. Tycoon and Shinobi has not been subbed yet. Or else it would have been on the docket for tonight. So here's hoping it's subbed when Mark is not here next week, so we can talk about it without Mark.
I'll show up via phone.
You via satellite. It's Mark, and it's just going to be like phone call. Well, I mean, you can technically use this app using your
your phone. I have that. Yeah, I have it on my phone. So it's like I'll just walk around the convention and be like, "Hey, what do you guys think of Tycoon and Shinobi?" And they're like, "What the hell?"
We'll do the call-in show.
Yes, you can even put the camera on random like bystanders, and we can ask like test their writer knowledge. That'd be a bit.
Do that. I could. You know what?
There we go.
You give me ideas.
We cooking out here.
Content.
All right, so here is new generation Daichi out here cooking up those fresh new Jamatos when Beroba and Kekera show up, showing off that broken ID core that apparently. Like, she went out of her way to retrieve for him, but he says he doesn't need anymore yet. He's probably still going to need it. He's probably going to use it later on. But they got it. They got it. But he doesn't need them because he's got a fresh new diet. He's gone strictly Jamatarian. And he's just eating that thing straight up, getting those stem cells straight from the plant. I see what you did there, Toei. I see what you did.
Hate that because... if the other guy's name wasn't Jito, I was going to make instead of Keto, I was going to make a Jamato Keto, and I was going to call it a Jito, and then I was like, wait, that's the guy's name. Ruined everything for the joke.
Well, my joke was the whole Christopher Reeve bit from from South Park.
I saw that.
Yep.
That got a good, hearty freaking, you freaking went there, but at the same time, just like...
That's exactly how they're doing it, so... Why is everybody always saying that? Yes, I am over here defending Daichi because, he's just a guy that I love hating. I like characters like that. I love a character that exists for you to fucking hate.
And he does it well.
I love hating Daichi. It's a great time hating Daichi.
And I don't hate Daichi. I actually like Daichi, so... I'm just like...
No, that's why I like Daichi because I hate him so much. I love hating this man. And he hasn't gotten a redemption arc. I don't want him to get a redemption arc. If they give him a redemption arc, I'm going to be highly disappointed.
There's no need for a redemption arc. Like, he needs to be a douche like this all the way to the end.
Like, just need to keep it going. So, of course, while he's chowing down, we can watch Kekera's face in real time as he goes from shock to amusement. Good old time. I love Kekera's like facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like his swaps from like serious face to just like straight up. This is great. This is great. Meanwhile, of course, Sarah goes ahead and gets a job the fastest I've ever seen anyone get a job. Literally just there, application while you're hired. Great.
Made me so mad.
Easy. Everybody else, like, soul-crushing experience. But, of course, all that gets interrupted when the Jamato attack. So Sarah goes ahead and takes action when she runs into Daichi. And, of course, knowing that everybody had their memories restored and things like that, and Daichi just showing up, the way that he did and explaining in intricate detail how these Jamatos work, you would think she would know to question this man, especially as he's tried numerous times before to betray her, and he has betrayed her. But she's like, I'm good. I'm good with this guy. He's all right. He's right here. Nothing's gonna go wrong, guys. Nothing's gonna go wrong. We don't hear from her again. Keiwa doesn't hear from her again. He just gets a text from her, saying that she met up with Daichi. So of course that leads him to tell Ace, and they go ahead and meet with Daichi. But Daichi tells him about Parasite Yamato, and that triggers something for Ace because, like, how do you know about Parasite Yamatos? How do you even know that's their name? I don't even know what their names are. So he got caught, and he's all about getting caught. So we now join a really odd scene of Jito and Samus just, they just stay out here walking around. They've got no base. They're just out parading around. Like, I don't know. It's a weird... It's a weird way to like see these guys. They're legit just walking around the neighborhood every time I see them just because they've got no base of operations. But of course, that's when Win shows up and just calls them out for being lame. But of course, we get this nice JoJo style pose off that I think we can all appreciate Jito's pose here because they were like, look, we need you to pose like you're a JoJo's character. And he was like, gotcha, fam. Got it. So they had this one planned out. They had that one planned out, and hey, it worked. They hit the pose. It was just like, you know what? You want to protect Sumidi? That's cool. You protect your assets. I'm going to go get mines. And then just leaves. So, after that, we now get... it's the beginning of the end, guys. At this moment, I already knew what was going to happen. Like, my first time watching this, I was just like, oh, Azuma's going to the scene? That's great. Oh, there's a cocoon there. There's a cocoon.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I already knew what was gonna happen, but I was like, fuck. Yeah, and he just starts beating the crap out of the Yamato that like comes out of it, all to the delay of Kekera and Beruba just watching the entire thing. While Daichi is out here being the entire fandom right now, wishing they could do the same thing to Daichi at this moment and just push him against the wall, asking for answers to their questions on where Sarah is. That's when he transforms into the Trilobite.
Oh, that's the name of it?
Yeah, he's the Trilobite Yamato. So we're going back to more primordial, like, Yamatos, which I'm just like, it's weird. You guys were going based off of a chest-based system, but then with the one Archimetal dug up, and now this one, they're just going back to, like, ancient times, primordial eras. And for some reason, primordial era, like, Yamatos are way stronger than modern Yamatos, even though you would think it's a regression, but, whatever. So, of course, he ends up beating the crap out of everybody. Remember how Ace had those god tier abilities? Not anymore. I don't know what happened to him because he definitely wasn't using them with this this fight, which seemed completely out of
plot power. It's plot power because I brought it up. I don't know how power scaling is, but there's like, because when you think about it, Ace beat the crap out of that one when the whole Neon secret was revealed and he went laser boost and started stopping the shit out of it. And I was like, okay, so we know Ace's power. So like, and that was laser boost. So why is it in Mark 9, Daichi is holding his own with Tycoon Ninja also there?
Yep.
I was like, I don't get it.
So he just beats him up. And then here comes the moment. That finishing blow from Buffa. Just as Keiwa makes it in time to see it was Sarah the whole time. Yeah, they went there. They finally went there.
About time.
They finally killed, maybe she didn't get her flowers. They finally killed off Sarah. What happened was that after Daichi went ahead and told her about the phases of the Parasite Yamato, that they operate in different stages. Stage 2 is total control. And that's when he pulls them out and just has the biggest grin on his face. That's right, this man went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That is absolutely right. This man just went crazy and just did that to Sarah. Just completely just got her infected with the Yamatos. So, of course, she dies. Kind of, sort of. I don't know. She gets dragged into the ground. Yeah. She gets dragged into the ground.
Sent to the Shadow Realm.
Basically.
So yeah, she just got sunk down underground. And, of course, that's when he finally snaps and takes his aggression out on Azuma. All to the delight of Keket and Beroba out here. Like, the most delight I've ever seen out of him. Peak emotions, though, because, of course, Azuma's completely conflicted. Like, he's like, man, just killed this man's sister. I didn't even intend to do that. I thought I was just beating up Jamatos. But he owned it. My man actually owned it. He admitted it.
Yeah, he's like, you killed my sister? He's like, yeah, I did.
Yep. So, of course, that's when we finally get... This man literally stayed out in the same spot. Everybody else probably walked away. And they just left this man out there to, like, sulk as it got dark. Started raining on him. No one was like, you think we should check on Keiwa? Nah, he'll be all right. Drenched in the rain.
I brought up a theory that right before the rain started and it was on the oil drum, you see Sumari start to cry. So my theory is they're doing the whole, she starts to cry. Maybe she's affecting the reality because it's Ace's sister. And she was, looked like she was making a wish as well, or praying like when she was holding her head. So I was like, maybe this is what she's doing this. Because honestly, that's kind of be uncomfortable to sit there for that long.
But yes, as Sumari goes ahead and prays really, 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 really hard, we get the debut of a brand new form. So yeah, this is where I feel a little weird on. So we know Sumari can make like miracles happen, right? Didn't she bring back Ace from the dead?
Yeah, it's implied. Yeah.
Why couldn't she just wish Sarah back?
I think because she'd have her ID core. Because remember, she was holding Ace's ID core. She needs probably like an item of like that belonged to that person. So she'll probably pray into like the hair clip or something.
She's gonna find the hair clip, and that's how she's gonna bring her back. The thing is, obviously Sarah's actress did not get her flowers. Yeah. So we can assume she's gonna come back because she didn't get her flowers. And we didn't see her die. We saw her sink into the ground. Yeah. So she's probably gonna end up becoming like the basis for like maybe one final Jamato that gets rooted from it, because since he mentioned that they come in stages, my theory is that they're gonna end up coming in like 3 stages. It's always like 3 stages usually.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the 3rd stage is literally becoming like another form of fertilizer for the next Jamato that springs up, and this one would essentially become like her essence becoming a Jamato. But yeah, I
see it as like Daichi's doing experiments, and like her maybe dying or being defeated was like the catalyst to like see, because he's still messing around with those Jamatos and doing tests.
Yep.
And I was gonna make a Saber reference, but I know you didn't finish it. I didn't want to spoil anything else, so like I did it in my review, so don't watch my review.
This episode was good, but I just feel that it was overdue. This is shit we should have gotten like 5-6 episodes ago. Like
not more than that.
Like this should have been before Geats 9 type situation. This literally should have happened when they were implying that they were trying to get rid of Sarah, as opposed to like faking out, not going through with it, and then like Buffa ends up like, if they were going to get Azuma, they just kill Sarah anyway. He was already close to doing it before.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not wrong.
But yeah, Ash, what did you think about this week's episode?
It was okay. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, we finally got the long-awaited Keiwa power-up that we've been wanting for like 10 plus episodes by now. It finally happened, which is good to see. Form, I'm a little bit mixed on, because apparently it's just a repaint of command form or jet form. Just spray painted black.
I mean, it's really like just a handful of portions of it, but
bash.
Then yeah. So we're never going to see command again, right?
Good.
It's going to come back in CG only. CG only.
It'll probably still look just as bad.
Real quick, we got a super chat. I also disabled the auto sound, so now I control the sound. Bird of the End for $2. Keiwa needs to kill a sparrow and a frog. I mean, if only he knew just how how really underhanded Kikera really was being, then yeah, like
sure.
he should have, like, honestly, like throughout that entire thing, he never notice that like Beroba and Kikera were just like in the background the entire time, just laughing their asses off.
I know, right?
He was too busy punching not Daichi,
He
Azuma.
wishes.
Nah, he'll get a punch on Daichi at some point.
Yeah.
I think everybody's gonna take their turns, like punching Daichi.
They're all around him in a circle, just each taking a turn punching him. It's like Office Space, but instead of a printer, they're beating up Daichi.
Yep. Exactly how I see them going with that. So yeah, anything else, Ash, regarding this episode that you like, dislike?
Not that I can think of, but I enjoyed it. Like, it was a good episode. We got a couple more to go, so we'll see what happens. Moving forward, I think Buffett's like the last one, and Neon are the last ones listed to get their final form.
Yes. Are you thinking it's gonna be more Sumidi BS, where she's gonna wish for them to get power ups?
Possibly. But we've also got that movie poster that's out now for the summer movies.
Yes, with Black Gates.
Yeah, Black Gates.
But yeah, that's entire thing going on. I didn't look up too much when it comes to like the summer movies. Yeah, I did see the suit though. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. They changed up the chest piece, so it's not exactly a repaint on it. So, Mark, what do you think about this week's Geeks?
I feel like I'm in the minority, where I will say this is some like between this last week and this week, two of my favorite episodes of the season. This is like old school style of storytelling in Kamen Rider, like very character heavy, a little bit of action in there, but just like focusing on the civilian interactions between everyone, even though there's kind of multiple different, arcs going on. The only doubts it still feels like this is going into the whole here's our 2-episode arc situation. There was some not throwaway lines, but little subtle ones where they kind of hinted at what needs to happen for Sumeri to become the goddess. So I think they're purposely doing all this stuff to try and get Sumeri to pray and make a wish, because I think she needs to keep using the power a bit more to awaken it fully. So I think that's why Jito and Samas are staying behind. Oh, you got another?
Yep, we got another one. We got Graph with $5. Genuinely feels like they never had a plan to give Keiwa an upgrade going by this form. I was so hyped for more Naruto references, yet here we are, nada. That's right. Like, some people were thinking that like him and Kikera were gonna fuse. It was gonna be like a whole like Naruto like writing, like on the Toad thing, like all that shit. But no, none of that.
I'm okay.
And we're gonna talk about the form in a moment. Like I've got it on the back end. Like no, but Mark, I completely agree. Like since we mentioned this last week, it feels like we've gone traditional writer show now. Yeah. Like it's weird that it took all of these very mid arcs to go back to like status quo essentially, and it's making the status quo feel like refreshing in a way, because we're like, this is how Kamen Rider typically is, and it's just weird because now that we're finally getting it, we're like, great, you shouldn't have deviated in the first place.
That's how it's been so frequently in recent years, and I'm just like, come on, this is the formula that works. Like, why deviate so much? Like, I'm tired of 2-episode arcs, this, that, but like literally, I was talking to Cloudy about it, and I've talked about it in my review. After episode 39, I was like, if they give me 1 or 2 more episodes like this is going to be how the pacing should be going into the end, like the big confrontation at the end. And they gave us a second episode like it. My worry after 39 was, oh great, something's going to happen to Sarah halfway through the episode. We're going to get the form before the episode ends, but the fact that we technically didn't get the form, like Keiwa didn't get that, so I'm just like, okay, going into 41, I hope it just doesn't start with, oh my god, look at this new belt buckle thing I have. Like, I want a little more drama and character out of Keiwa, because Keiwa did the actor who played Keiwa did a great job in all those scenes at the end of the episode. Yeah,
he finally put out some emotion. It's great.
Yeah, and I was like, I was like, this is what I like. This is Kamen Rider and Rain. Okay, we're getting Rain. If we don't get a Rain fight scene, everyone knows that's my bread and butter. I love Rain fight Like, I need rain fight. I need it to be dramatic. I need there to be blood, red or green. I don't care. Yes, it's a Blade reference, whatever. But like,
yes, if you watch Missing Ace, it starts off with a rain fight in the dark.
Exactly. So I was just like, now we're getting some of the tropes that I enjoy in Kamen Rider, some of the staples. And so I'm like, I know a lot of people have been like, oh, it's a good episode. It was all right. Nope. These last 2 episodes, this has been like, for me, I haven't felt this good about the show since like the first 16 episodes.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The thing that holds this episode and like the previous episode from being higher is literally just the fact that it's just coming so late. That's the thing. It's like this should have been done way earlier. I don't know why they took so long.
It should have been late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah. This should have been the halfway point of the series.
And the reason why it's not as impactful is because we got so little in the middle from Keiwa, where he was a joke or he just wasn't there. And it's exactly. It's like, you didn't build up to this. Like, if those slow periods were happening, they should have gave us more of him and Sarah interacting with each other, build it up more, like, so that when but instead that's not the case. But I'm still happy at least we're back to the tropes in the form of Kamen Rider with these last episodes.
Like, we still don't know why the boost buckle kept attacking him. Like, we still don't know that. Like, we still like what if the payoff is that Sarah gets stuck and becomes a boost buckle, and she just travels back in time, and every time she's beating up Keiwa, it's to like tell him, "Hey, it's me, numbnuts. It's me."
What if it was their parents trying to knock some sense into him, like, "Hey, stop being a weakling. Like, why did you give me to that weird stranger dude who was a firefighter?" But no, also, did you notice when he asked Sumari for a buckle? He's like, "You got any more buckles over there? You got, like, I want to go punch Daichi." She's like, "Sorry, no, we don't have any." And I'm like, buckle inventory, Ace's World, this and that. I'm like, I don't get it.
Like, they pull out the 2 that they had, and it's just like, like you planned out like a comeback. How do you not bring back several other buckles? Like, you could at least brought out something to even the stack on both sides of their bodies. I mean, he's not using like Boost Mark 2 anymore. He could have handed one of them of that. But no. He's not even using the laser raise riser anymore either. So
yeah, and another thing too is, if the grand end technically didn't complete, shouldn't, like, what's his name be able to come back? Gene and Kyun?
I mean, we saw that portal close, but for some reason Samus and Jito were ever to like show up from somewhere. I don't know. They came out of someone's ass or something. I don't know. It's gonna get explained. They came out of someone's ass. So it just makes no sense. Speculation, like, who do you guys think might be the final villain? Do you think we've seen the final villain yet, or is it still one of those of we still have no fucking idea? Like, there's no character currently in the cast that's the final villain. I don't know what Mark did, but it looks like he
it's the kitten. The kitten is like, because tripod kitten bullshit.
Because we had a few folks here asking, who do you think will be the final villain? And I'm like, well, Subaru's still out there, but I'm like, they kind of dropped the ball with him so much so that I'm like, I don't even care about him anymore. Like, as a villain, he got jobbed so badly with Geats 9 that I'm just like, what are you going to do? Come back in a properly repainted suit? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to expect from you. Then, of course, if we're going to get, like, Beroba and Kekera coming back in new forms, there's that. But we've literally got, like, maybe 2 months left of the show. That's a lot of shit to cram in there. We've got 2 new writers, essentially, with Beroba and Kekera. We've got potentially Samus and Jito transforming using vision drivers. We got whatever's going on with Daichi. We got Sueru probably coming back. So I don't know. It's too much shit that I don't think will get addressed. And I think they're going to drop the ball when it comes to addressing them, because otherwise it's going to be a lot. So I don't know. So
We know Daichi's going to be a part of it.
Well, we know that.
And I was thinking that main dude, like, because there's so many of them when they transformed Ace's mom the first time around. So I was like, what if they all like fuse into like some super villain? Because who are all these other people? We know one of them, and that's it.
They probably all retired, down to like a handful of them.
Punk Jack's grandfather.
Oh, he's gonna be the real final villain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like finally, some relevancy.
Yeah.
Also,
like,
why
is Punk Jack such a good private investigator all of a sudden? Like, he went from just like failed musician to DGP staff to, oh yeah, no, I'm pulling up dirt that no one else knew off the top of their heads, and now I just found these two people really easily.
Because he really, really needed a job.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna be good. Look, if ended up coming back, I'm still disappointed that they did not give this man a suit. I'm like, this man should have been way more involved than he actually was. And I'm just like, that sucks. Well, and I see Mark's got all the kitten issues. Graf thinks maybe Keiwa will be the final villain. I don't know. I feel like Keiwa's plot point in terms of him being mad will probably only last 2 episodes. Given the tone of this show, it might be 2 episodes, and that's it. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? How long is Keiwa going to be mad?
I think 1 episode, and this will be like the 2-episode, 3-episode arc we're getting. I don't think he's going to be the villain. I don't think he's going to be the villain. I don't think we're going to get another like Baron versus Skyrim. I don't think we're going to get another one of those.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if he stays bad like for the next couple of episodes, but he'll probably come to terms and realize what's going on, and then he'll come to his senses. I don't think Kay was like final villain material.
No, he's definitely not. Just to get you up to speed, Mark, we had Graf speculate that maybe Keiwa would be like the final villain, since we don't know who the final villain technically would be.
I don't think it'd be final villain. I could see it as one of the ones where like maybe Ace has to kind of physically stop him from like killing Michinaga. So him and Ace kind of go at it a little bit, or him and Buffa fight a little bit. But from a villain standpoint, no, because he's a nice guy Keiwa still at the end of the day. Like, he has no real motivation to be an actual villain. This is a sympathetic moment for him. And let's face it, we don't need a sympathetic villain for the end of a season.
We can only hope that Sarah had great life insurance, because we know that Keiwa doesn't have a job, and he's gonna lose that apartment.
Didn't she technically get turned into a cocoon while she was on her new job? So I mean, that's a
but she still had another job. She was working 2 jobs. So here's hoping she had great life insurance, absolutely great life. Or he could ask Ace for money, because we know Ace has infinite money.
Yeah, and
just depends.
He's the star to the star to the stars,
to the king of stars.
I miss that douchey Ace so much, honestly. This whole I found.
Yes, Sarah did leave behind a treasure trove of photo books. So maybe Kay was now going to get all the residuals from the photo books.
I will bid on those. I mean, definitely, yeah, that could happen.
So of course we got to talk about it now, because we got some better looks at the suit. This is Tycoon Shogun. And the thing that I really like about it is that they're kind of playing this like the Mirai writers from ZO, where it's not essentially a buckle, but it's implied to be like a whole new driver, essentially, because it takes up the whole thing.
Yeah.
I want to know if it lights up. That's all I want. I want to know what lights up on it.
I mean, given the fact that it's got like the clear here around the center.
Oof.
It better make a sheath noise too. Like I want that. Yeah. Like, I haven't bought any buckles since I got the Vision driver, but from a Desire driver standpoint, I got the Beat one with the soundtrack, the CD, the Trust Last CD, and then other than that, I haven't really bought much. So
now it looks like there might be like
I haven't bought anything.
Red LEDs coming off of the side of it to make the eyes of the ID core look like they're red. So that's probably additional lights that are coming from this thing.
Listen,
This is
listen,
going to be
Chef
Bandai
Greatness.
Premium.
If they premium Bandai that sword memorial size, I'll buy it.
I mean, this is a pretty basic design. You can probably make that out of foam,
Yeah.
like in less than a day.
Yeah,
Like that's not that difficult.
Yeah, Diablo 4.
Hell, I can make that
So-
this weekend if I wanted to.
All right, how much?
Let me make it first.
See, that's why I'm like, I'd rather pay someone than actually have to do. Like, I mean, I have a 3D printer, but like that's.
Look, I'm
just too
currently
much.
working on that new Fies costume to be like my cosplay for the convention. So that's like taking up the majority of my weekend time.
Jeez.
So yeah, trying to make my
I
first.
still want that light
regular
up
costume.
Fies one I saw on Twitter. That one looks so good.
So the thing about this driver is that it was technically leaked online well in advance by someone that drew a mock-up of how it's supposed to look. And everybody was calling it fake because they were like, leaks wouldn't come out in the form of drawings. But then we got this, and it's legit the same thing as the drawing. The only difference is the color.
Has anyone checked in on whoever did that leak drawing? Because the Toei Pinkertons are probably after him right now.
So according to that picture, like this little mini sword comes out from the driver as well.
That's gonna be amazing. It's gonna make a sheath noise.
There's a lot of little components going on here, and I'm just like, oh well, that was completely hilarious because that also means that Buffa's driver, well, his upgrade is literally just a reskin, a retool of the Geats 9. It's literally just a retool of the Geats 9 with a fucking bull on it. Like that's what we're gonna get for Buffa's.
Oh, that's so lazy.
But I mean, at least they did some effort when it comes to this one, at least, because I do like how it does look like it's one piece completely.
Yeah, I will say I usually like when it comes to like color schemes, like purple and black, or like black and like silver, but like the black with the green, it's coming. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's not a color combination that I would normally
this
like.
is like somewhat symmetrical, aesthetically pleasing. Like it still has a lot of elements of like his entry form with like how the thigh and like the green stripes are. But I mean, what's with all the capes in recent seasons? Like
they look like trash bags.
Like I don't. That's the only thing I don't like because I'm like, dude, like I get it's supposed to be like Shogun or anything, but I'm like, cape, really, like a cape? Like I don't.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need the cape.
No.
I feel like he would be much more sleeker without the cape.
I want a special where he fights all the Lord of Wises.
But I do like the suit in general, the color combination and all that stuff. It's a good counteraction to what we got with Geats 9 because it's almost like opposite color scheme.
Yeah.
In a way. So
the helmet's really good. I like the helmet a lot and the shoulders. That's like it's good.
The helmet just reminds me of like Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, but I because I didn't like a lot of the Twin Command like Jet or whatever other canon, like either versions of the forms.
What? I liked them. The only thing I didn't like was their feet because they were legit hands.
It just they had good attacks, but like I don't think I liked them because they just like were there, then they weren't there, and then they were choosing like once again the power scaling, not picking like why you're not picking Twin Command. Why are you going back to base like level like gimmicks? But I like the helmet with the black and the green, and like the silver, and like that kind of clear lens with like the eyes underneath. I'm like, it looks menacing. He looks like a honey badger.
I can't wait for him to regress back to the gag character that he was right after this form.
Oh, the next episode he's gonna like trip on a banana peel and everyone's gonna laugh.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna see some goofy moments in the suit, and it's gonna completely kill the immersion. Yes, he's badass now, guys, but just you wait one more episode when he like the boost buckle gets its grand vengeance, and you just see this man get bodied. Actually, you know how they would show him a certain dominance? They have the boost buckle attacking him, and he slices it in half.
What if the boost buckle get like transforms and get a CG mecha form and just steps on him?
Yeah, I mean,
I would hate that.
that's the only way I can see Keiwa getting a dub in terms of asserting his dominance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash, you like the suit?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Seeing it in better lighting, it looks really cool. I just looked up the the pictures and the drawings
Yeah.
for the upcoming boost buckles, and yeah, on the mark of what they look like. But yeah, it looks like a pretty cool form. I might actually have to start getting a Desire driver before the show ends when it goes up in price.
Yeah, or it can start going down in price as well, but it varies.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, I've got 2 Desire drivers. I don't know if I'm going to buy a third one just to display that buckle. I don't know.
I kind of regret buying the second one, but it was so cheap that I was like, because I was like, oh, I don't have room to display most of the stuff now until we get the house.
That's the thing. Drivers take up a lot of space.
They do.
I have almost 40 drivers now, so yeah, they take up a lot.
I lost count of how many I have. I'm going to be counting over here while you guys talk more about Keiwa.
Keiwa good.
Right? I was like Keiwa. I was gonna be like, I was gonna make a Congo joke for some reason with the gorilla. Like Amy, good gorilla, but Keiwa, good rider. Like he's not. He's been consistent. Like in my head as like the rider, I really want some good depth to, but then we don't get it. And like I'm just happy we finally got it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't like Michinaga as a good guy right now. I didn't like him going to like, oh, there's a cocoon. I'll stop it. Let me walk and hedge. I'm like, no.
I got 28 drivers.
He showered. I was like, who let Michinaga shower? Like, it's like, no. I was like, I like when he's all grungy and angry. Like, why is he so happy? Toru's still not back.
Yeah.
Like,
I own 2 drivers. I own the 01 and the Saber driver.
Love it. Love the second sword driver. Are you gonna get that one, Zio, now that you started watching Saber?
There's I saw it's only like $60 on Amazon, so the chance is there. So on this week's King Oger, we get welcome with a new premium figure of Moffun in a box. I want my fucking money, Toei. You guys stole my pet mommy and made it into fucking my pet Moffun, box and all. Like a week after I did the bit, like y'all for whatever.
But the thing is, are you going to get the talking plush that's up for pre-order?
I'm gonna say no, but that's subject to change.
Because it does have lines from the show, and I think it probably has lines from when Rita does the voice also.
Now, the thing about this shot that I didn't realize until looking at it right now, I didn't realize that Rita owned a Moffun hoodie and has never worn it
yet.
Yeah.
This needs to now be a thing. Had no idea that was there until looking at the shot right now. But yeah, so Rita is in a conundrum because they kind of really want that premium Moffun doll, but then Moffun explains, remember that scalper from way so long ago? What he was peddling was that figure ahead of time. He was out here just shelling it out. And you know, I know it's in evidence and things like that, but you're the judge. You run Gokon. Like, no one's gonna notice that this figure is missing. And Rita's like, you're absolutely right. I am gonna take this myself. When Morphonia shows up, just say, hey, you want to go to Ishibana and go like try our odds at getting that Moffun figure, because they're doing it right now. And then, of course, that changes the entire tune of what's going on. It's all to celebrate the fact that it's been 15 years since Rita has assumed the position and tried their first case against a man named Chiron, who is now still serving life in prison after killing his wife. Cue intro. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now intro's over. So he's assumed that he's killed the previous sovereign, aka Rita's like predecessor, using a specific poison. Poison looking kind of familiar.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, Drive cameo out here. And also, I gotta say, like, she looks way younger with, like, the wig on. I did not recognize that it was her at first. But yeah, it's the wig. Though the wig makes me also think maybe she might be related to Morphonia in some way, shape, or form.
The bangs kind of.
Plus the color on one side. But that would be weird, just given the way that Chiron acts towards Morphonia later on. Maybe he's just good at keeping up a lie. I don't know. So yeah, while all this is going on, they're going to still end up taking a trip to Ishibana anyway, but Morphonia is feeling a little bit weird because, like, you have me out here, like, dealing with these guys. Am I really your successor? Because I'm very timid around these folks. And Rita's like, I used to be like you when I was 5 years old. Now look at me. But then Morphonia is like, in her 20s, but acting like, oh, well, whatever. So we meet these two completely irrelevant prisoners talking about digging up all that snow and completely underdressed attires. Because I don't know about you, Ash, you're in the cold right now. Would you be dressed in anything like this while it's snowing?
No, God, no.
Like, when I saw these guys,
working conditions.
Yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible. These guys are out here, like, digging up the back, but legend says that there's someone else that has been out there scooping up the front. It's Shia LaBeouf. That's going to continue being my nickname for this guy. He is Shia LaBeouf. Digging up them holes. Digging up them holes.
You're not going to sing the song?
No, I already included that in my review twice, to the point that I'm like, oh man, I'm glad Disney does not care about holes enough to, like, strike me for the song.
They really don't. So you're good.
I was just like, this is a Disney song. I'm definitely gonna get hit. Oh wait, I'm not. It cleared copyright like that. Oh, okay, great. We're going live. So remember those peace talks from last week? Yeah, we're gonna gloss over that real fact. Because while Jeremy is out, like, talking about how great the peace talks went, turns out that the Bugnarok are indeed still attacking Enkasopa. So what happened to those peace talks, my guy? What happened to those peace talks? Well, I'll tell you what happened to those peace talks. Like, I already knew what was up. Like, the second they didn't give us much, I was just like, oh, and they're attacking Enkasopa. Oh, yeah, I already know what the deal is. I already know King Dick did some of his usual dickery.
Dickery.
So, yeah, as Morphonia goes ahead and they get to Ishibana, it turns out that Moffun is already out of stock. That's like me when I went to Toku Lectables, like, trying to get the Deathstream driver, and it was sold out. Like, when I didn't have money, and then the following week it still was sold out, and then I still couldn't get it, and then I still don't have a Deathstream driver. So, what was me? One day.
How much you willing to spend?
Well, I saw it on the Amazon, and I'm almost tempted to, like, buy, because it's actually not that bad on Amazon. It's like $130 on Amazon right now.
That's actually not that bad at all.
Yeah, so I might actually still get it. Might still get it. I don't know. I'm telling myself I'm done with Revice stuff, but then I got that gift stamp coming in the mail. So
that's different, though. That's different. That's a stamp.
So we'll see. So meanwhile, the peace talks of the waifu wars have started to come to a close as of course Rita goes ahead and returns the evidence back to its proper country of Ishibana. But of course, Himeno's like, this is good stuff, and I understand Moffun probably means something to you as well, like it did me, because we both kind of became rulers at around the same time at such a young age. But of course, Rita doesn't want to admit that they have anything in common, such as the like, but whatever, because Kamajim is out here plotting. Because with Chiron being tried yet again, it's an annual thing. They try this man annually. He's afraid he's going to talk regarding some fury of the gods type things. So, what's the deal? Well, We don't know yet. Because, of course, when Rita instigates Shiran during the trial, they bring in Himeno in here. Let's enjoy sassy Himeno for a second one more time. You gotta appreciate that sassy look.
My drink was empty, but I'm drinking in my soul.
Great, because there's plenty more shots.
Yes.
So, of course, while that trial's going on, of course, the Bugnarok are attacking Enkasopa. You got Gira, you got Yama. They out there fighting out them bugs. But back to main plot. So what actually ended up happening is he lying about actually killing the previous sovereign, because they determined that that poison was the same poison used during the Fury of the Gods. Everything goes back to the Fury of the Gods.
Yep.
So it turns out that they did find the culprit that was responsible for the Fury of the Gods. However, because Gokhan is such a neutral nation, they feel that if they actually tried this person publicly, it would be a spectacle. So instead, the previous sovereign chose to imprison him herself, even though she's kind of stuck between teeter-tottering of life and death scenario. We don't know in what state she is, but we just know that she has imprisoned the one responsible for the Fury of the Gods and is tucked away somewhere. And it seems like the Bugnarok don't want that answer to get out there. However, he does not actually know. And of course, here's a shot of Little Rita once again. Little Rita has been the retainer to Karas, the previous sovereign, at the age of 5. So 5 years of retainership, becomes ruler, sovereign, judge, jury, all by age 10. You know, the age Pokemon trainer goes to set out on their journey. So it's on brand. It's on brand. I mean,
such an overachiever. All that by 10.
Yep. Though I don't know why they were already dressing up Rita like this at that age. I'm kind of like one of those people that hates the trope of when they show a younger version of someone, they legit just look like them nowadays with
same clothes,
same clothes, same hairstyle, same everything. And I'm just like, man, I really hate this trope. We understand this is supposed to be the younger version of them, but you're legit just dressing them. It's like people's styles change, people's fits change. It's like this just tells me that Rita didn't change fit.
I mean, that seems on brand for Rita though. So I mean, just saying.
It's like there's no difference there.
It's not like him and O's changing wigs every week and outfits constantly, and I'm deeply appreciative of it.
And even Yanma's out here changing coats and stuff, all that stuff.
Sometimes he likes sleeves, sometimes he doesn't.
Yep. So we get all of that. So of course, because of the information that came to light, Shiran goes free. But that's when Shyla Bug attacks. And of course, that's when Rita decides to bring back out the Dojutsu. It's been so long since we've gotten peak eye moments, even though we don't technically know what it does. It's just there. Will we get the answers to it this week? No, absolutely not. You got to wait some more time to get the proper reasoning for what that eye actually is. But then Rita proceeds to wreck face and, saves Shiran. But of course, that's when Kamajin shows up, feeds the golden whatever the fuck this is to Shyla Bug, and he goes big. Just for Jeremy to show up and beat his ass. It's that quick. There's no point to go over the fight. He just beats his ass. So here we finally get the peace talks between Team Himeno and Team Rita. As Himeno brings Rita a gift to win Rita over. But Rita can't accept gifts. They're impartial. You're not supposed to take that kind of stuff. So Himeno's like, okay, it's trash. I'm just going to leave the trash right here. You go take it out or do whatever the hell you want with it. Whatever, it's trash. Turns out it's that premium Moffun. Now, why was the Bugnarok attacking Enkasopa? Well, it turns out Raculus made a deal with the Bugnarok. And as expected, it's one of those of it only benefits him. And like if you were watching this episode and you didn't already pick that up from the beginning, look, this man's had it out for Enkasopa from like the get-go. Since Yanma was like, fuck you, Raculus, Enkasopa keeps being the first one invaded. He's like, I'm gonna take you down, my guy. And now that he's got the Bugnarogs, that's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go ahead and beat them down. So that's the results of it, is essentially he's now worked out a deal with Death Narak and the Bugs to have the other nations submit to him, and that's how they can stop the bug attacks. But yeah, that was this week's King Oger, which had a lot of Moffun action, had a lot of Rita action for the Rita stands out there, still had some good Himeno action for us Himeno stands as well, so that was there. A lot of that, we got some backstory, we got some lore, more Fury of the Gods things. My biggest takeaway from this is the fact that they pointed out that whoever was responsible for the Fury of the Gods, if their like presence was if it was revealed who it was, it would literally shake up the world to the point that the previous sovereign was like, I gotta lock him up, and I gotta lock him up in isolation where no one can find out who this guy is. So that tells me it has to be a royal. Like, it has to be another like royal person. Now, there's some people thinking it might be like Raculus's dad, since we don't know the Shugadam side of the Fury of the Gods. They're the only nation we don't really know what happened during the Fury of the Gods yet. I'm now with the thought process of like it can be a 1 to 2 type thing, where it could be Raculus, but not like maybe it was Raculus, but then he also had like a twin brother that like got shysted on, and like when they came over, they imprisoned the twin brother, and it was actually the actual Raculus that stayed behind. So thus, when we got the flashback of Kid Gira and Raculus, the Raculus he remembers is actually nice guy Raculus. It was the twin that caused all the issues. But when they came to capture the twin, they actually took nice guy Raculus. That's
is that man in the Iron Mask?
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute, this sounds familiar.
Exactly. I'm pulling it. That is my current theory that I stated in my King Oger review, is it's Man in the Iron Mask.
Shit, that could work.
And then the other theory that I had was because someone during my Sunday live stream is thinking that what the Bugnarok are eating to grow large is Rainbow Jujuria.
Which that stuff's delicious.
So what if Gira unknowingly was responsible for, like, we had a mom I blew up the baby situation.
Yeah.
with Gira. He ate the Rainbow Jujuria and he just went Attack on Titan mode. And because of course this show in like the first episode gave everybody Attack on Titan vibes, and spoilers for Attack on Titan, but they're actually people that just grow big.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of disappointing, honestly.
Yeah, that's when I
stopped. That's when I checked out. I was like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah, that's also when I dropped the manga as well. When they gave us that revelation, I was like, but it could also make sense if the Rainbow Jujuria ends up like having that quality and Gira ended up getting big, gigantus, and like cause some shit, then it would be like why people thought that Gira was dead, was because they saw him become a big monstrous thing, attack Shugadam, and then after that, like something took him down, and it just probably just made his memory hazy right after.
But I got tired after.
So
accelerated growth.
So yeah, that's my current like theories on what's going on with Furious Godfest 08. But yeah, Ash, what do you think about this week? And do you have any like speculations regarding like this new like nugget of information regarding the Fury of the Gods?
Like this episode I enjoyed. It was great to finally get a reader focused episode after so long, because Reader's been around, but we haven't had a good reader focused episode since their introduction in episode 5. So it was great to see some more reader love. But the whole mystery of the Wrath of the Gods, I feel like wherever Chiron went, like whenever they come back with Karasu, I'm guessing that's going to lead into the next arc once we get closer to the mystery. But I'm still gunning on its Reculus. I haven't heard of like the twin Reculus theory. But if it was Gira, that would be interesting as well, because Gira was exiled or went missing and lost his memory or something. Whatever bullshit excuse Reculus came up with ages ago. But yeah, it adds more mystery to like what caused it. And if the Bugnarok are eating the rainbow fruit, that'd be an interesting plot twist as well, because it's something so good that royals have.
Yeah. That also means that they thought really far ahead in terms of like their plot, which is one thing that I'm enjoying about King Oger is like it looks like they got their story together. Like that's a good thing. And I just hope that Toei doesn't like fuck shit up when it comes to like, yeah, you got to include this now because this needs to be a thing. But my plot line, no, fuck your plot line. We got to sell this, which is always something that can happen. Mark, what'd you think? And what's your theories?
First off, I appreciate that Himeno was polite enough and gracious enough as our queen to give Rita a consolation prize for becoming second in the waifu wars with that Moffun little plush, like, you know, because obviously Himeno wins the waifu wars. I like your idea of Gira growing big. I honestly just thought the Bugnarok were just eating Blue Chew, but hey, you know, it's whatever. I don't know. Because I like we've been talking about like different character focused. I still think we could have got more Rita, honestly, because even though it was backstory for Rita, we still had him in there. We had Nikospa being attacked and this and that. I feel like this was more of the fury of the gods.
It wasn't that actual Rita focus, because we got more on like Karas. We found out like the previous sovereign before. We found out their hierarchy was definitely like a retainer, like becomes the next successor thing as well. So it's like so Morphonia is definitely the next in line. She's not actually related to Rita. It's just because she's her retainer. She's next in line to succeed her.
So I still see it as like, I still want an episode with more backstory and character to Rita. Chat, okay?
Let me just quickly say, that's fake. I saw the Gachard logo that you're talking about. That's probably one of the fakest things.
Yeah, that's fake. I just saw that on Twitter as well. Someone debunked it.
The second you say someone posted on Facebook, no. Especially if it's Toku related,
it was a picture of a picture, and I'm just like, look, when we got like the logo for Gates and stuff, it was like actually like on page, like proper thing. It was in black and white, but they've been releasing these logos in black and white. But
not. But back to the story, it's like I like that we're still getting a little bit of like everybody involved in like the fury of the gods. Like we're getting nuggets here and there. And I like that stuff's implied. It's kind of like the Jeremy stuff, reading between the lines. Like, we're not getting all this. Like, my theory is, like, when they say, you know, if you find out who this person is that causes it, we still know that there are those called the in-betweens who are a hybrid of human and Bugnarok. I think it might be one of those, because if you think about it 15 years ago, no one's really talking about this. I think it would be a big spectacle if the person who caused it was a human Bugnarok hybrid. So I feel like that could be a case, as much as I think, you know, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Gira style would be very entertaining for a flashback sequence. Like, that'd be way too funny, especially because of how Gira's character is. I would laugh like a lot. I think it's an in-between, because that's still something Jeremy has brought up before, like being the king of the in-between. And I was like, well, if there are more of those, they're going to have to introduce one at some point. And what better impact would it be than, hey, someone who caused this catastrophic event 15 years ago was one of those types? Because then it could kind of be like, okay, who's going to accept this person who's a hybrid?
And it also seems like the Bugnarok are aware, at least Kamajim is aware of who it is, because they send out like Shyla Bug to do in Chiron, because they were like, he's going to reveal the answer. And then at the end, when they were like, oh, he actually didn't know who the guy was. So it's all right. You can let him walk. It's whatever.
He could be the father of this Bugnarok hybrid. Maybe he saw Black Arachne and was just like, that's a nice thorax you got going on. Boom.
Saying Jeremy's got half siblings that he doesn't know about.
Yep. The wild oats of humanity and Bugnarok are everywhere. But I mean, there's so many different ways they could go with this, and that's why I'm like kind of liking the show, even though I haven't really done any video reviews in like 2 weeks. But I'm really enjoying how they're presenting the story right now. There's a nice balance to it, but I would like at least another episode giving us the main focus on Rita, and another one. I still want some Dabowski. I need a Dabowski episode, like a good, like detailed one.
Yes, I need to find out specific events, more like relating to his sister as well. Now that we got that introduction and like how their headspace is going in, so. Let me see. There's some people saying that I watched the teaser. That scene is a troll. What scene are they talking about?
Oh yeah, you're right. The Bugnussi is strong. Trust me. You can't ignore it.
I don't know if someone can look at the teaser for the next episode of King Oger and tell me what they're trying to point out that is like.
I don't know. Am I the only one who just stops like before the previous?
Like I watched the teasers, but I don't think too much of them because they consistently either like are trolls or they're not, and I'm just like at this point I'm done. Like really like teaser of the movie. No, I haven't seen the teaser of the movie. No,
because like when I watch the shows, I'm taking bullet point notes, and then I stop right when the episode ends before the preview, so that way there it doesn't like sway any theories I have or this and that, so I can just focus on. So I never watched the previews.
I mean, I watched the previews, but it's also like what kills certain moments because of course that's how we got Keiwa's new form being teased when it literally shows up at the end of the episode. It's like y'all didn't have to show us this in the preview if it was literally going to be how you were going to end the episode.
Yeah.
Like that's just dumb. It's like, no, we really want you guys to watch this next episode. So here's a teaser, something that we're gonna show at the end of things. Like
same with Boost Mark 3. Same with Boost Mark 3, end of the episode.
Yeah, it just made no sense. Like I get it if there is if you got leaks, if you've got like magazines coming out, and that's part of the reason why that you want to show this off early, but whatever. But yeah, let's see. Extreme King Oger summer movie. I've not really seen the summer. I've only seen the summer movie teaser for Geets, and that's it. I haven't seen the summer movie teaser.
I haven't
seen any of them.
So
I avoid all that stuff. I was just like from a
it's
news
for a
standpoint,
movie
if there's
that we're not gonna watch until like the end of the year anyway. So
that's why.
That's why I don't really think of it because I'm just like why would I get myself hyped up to have to wait 5 more months?
Yeah, we'll get hype. We'll see other people that are in Japan that will spoil the entire plot of everything months in advance.
If Gotcha's going to be in there, we'll definitely be seeing that online when that shows. Yep.
We'll see like the tease of Gotchard and how that's going to come about and things like that.
In shaky webcam quality.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yes. Like just hidden a little above the seat. You'll see a little bit of seat, and then it's just like, man, it's like watching bootlegs back in the day. Like,
those are my favorite.
So any other thoughts, theories, speculation when it comes to King Oger before we move on to the next quick topics before moving on to the other topic?
No. It's an enjoyable show. It's I'm
still liking it.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, we do have some new toys coming out, and the thing is we finally got pictures of them because they've been announced for a while. Hot Toys has some Black Sun figures coming out. Thing is, Hot Toys is like they're known for like their 1/6 scale, like realistic figures. They're of really good quality, but of a really high price.
I've bought a few of their toys. They're still in the box. Like this is like the best quality toys you could get.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And the thing that's like, I was just like, I normally don't see Hot Toys tackle. Like, this is the first Kamen Rider Hot Toys, isn't it?
What have they done like that's
They
worth
do
checking out?
like some Marvel stuff. They've done G.I. Joe. They've done
Right,
Star
right.
Trek, Star Wars. They just like they get a lot of IP stuff. Like I have a Iron Man one from them, and then I have I think it's Cobra. I think I have a Snake Eyes one.
Yeah, they do a lot of like movie IPs and things like that. Like things you wouldn't even think of. Beverly Hills Cop has a Hot Toys.
Listen, it should.
So it's just like their entire thing is being like accurate to the T when it comes to what was used in the show, movie, etc. Trying to recreate everything, meaning they probably got like actual like 3D digital scans, or they actually got like the props or the actual suits in hand to be able to make their moldings for all of this. But yeah, this is probably like the highest figures of Kamen Rider like we're ever gonna get, but they're gonna come at a very hefty price tag.
Yeah, like I'm trying to pull up my receipts to see what I spent.
I'm looking at their stuff now on one of the Australian websites, and yeah, they're very expensive.
Yep.
They look really cool as well.
The Iron Man one I know was over 300.
Is it the Avengers 4 one or?
No, this was around.
There any more? No, this is the first Kamen Rider like Hot Toys that's been done. They normally don't tackle this IP, so that's how come this was news in itself. The fact that Hot Toys is actually dealing with the Kamen Rider IP.
No, I got the Origin Collection Iron Man.
Look how realistic. I'm looking at the Christian Bale one. Look how fucking realistic that one looks.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the Batman ones are good. The Doc Brown from Back to the Future, like Hot Toys. Listen, everyone like there's a reason why very few people are doing videos unboxing these figures and talking about them, because they are expensive. It's like the real action heroes, the Raw line.
Yeah.
I don't have any of mine open. Like my Blade, my Garen, my Shadow Moon, none of those are open. That's why I don't do unboxing or reviews of them. They're good collections, and these are not getting taken out of the box until I have like my house and a detolf to put them in, where they can't be, because them doing this, if this sells well, I don't know. I think the reason why they're doing Black Sun is obviously because it was on Amazon Prime Video here in the States, so it makes sense. They won't do obscure IPs unless there's an audience for it.
And
if this sells, I can see them doing Shin Kamen Rider next.
Shin definitely, because
for sure.
Shin for sure. I could see. I'm waiting for them to get into Ultraman, but like it had to be the anime ones, because obviously the regular Ultraman suits wouldn't work like this because they're just a suit. But like the more armored style from the Netflix anime would work. But I really hope this sell well. I haven't finished the show. I'm buying these.
Yeah, from the looks of it, they got everything lighting up. Like all the little accents on there are light ups.
Yeah, they don't mess around. They like I would rather buy both of these and have nothing else to buy the rest of the year because of like budgeting than to buy a bunch of like soft finals and this and that. Like I'd rather just get these two and then sacrifice not buying anything else the rest of the year.
Just and then of course these are going to be like 1/6 figures and all that stuff. Like it makes me want, since they've done vehicles as well, like whether or not they would actually do their rider machines.
If they did that, because I know they've done both versions of the Bat Cycle and they look amazing.
And I thought they did a Kit from Knight Rider as well.
I believe they've done Kit. They did the actual Batman Begins, like weird military grade like vehicle he had. I know they did Doc Brown, and I think they did a DeLorean also with it. They have a lot of good stuff. So I'm hoping to sell well. Like, I know a lot of people who I'm in a lot of Discords of just people who collect figures, because obviously I collect more than just Toku stuff. And they were even talking about this, and they were like, "Hey, Mark, you know what this is?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I haven't finished the show." But I told them like this is a big deal for like Toku fans. Because we don't get 1/6 outside of the raw ones, and we definitely don't get them at a decent price point or like with this level of quality.
Yeah. Man, if the arms actually come off and become their own swords, that'd be cool too. But I mean, they do extra
Listen,
shit like
they
that.
get
anyway,
extras
so-
and accessories.
so.
They can have it so you take the arm off, and then there's an arm sword that it can hold, and the other one might be a nub. I don't know. Like, I may have to. I'm gonna send Hot Toys an email. I gotta inquire. I gotta inquire. I'm like, hey guys, Mark here. You know what it is. Like,
Let me sample these real fast.
let me just get some extra press photos, and I'll buy them anyways. But like, let me just look. Let me just smell one of them. What does it taste like?
So yeah, outside of that, Roroni did say in the chat, and I did see this earlier. I just didn't have it queued up, but they did announce the CSMs for the Typhoons for Shin Kamen Rider, as well as the DX for the belt of Kamen Rider Zero Go. So those were announced, and I'm just like, of course there would be. Of course you would announce the CSM after getting people to buy the DX.
They didn't have photos, did they?
No, they did not.
Because I just briefly heard about it. I just didn't like do any research into it, so I didn't know if any of those announcements had like photos with them too.
I'm just wondering if they're gonna go as extensive as they did the 50th anniversary Ichigo Typhoon, where it was like $500.
I got mine on sale. I didn't pay that much.
And I'm just like, yeah, no. I mean, I enjoyed the film, but I did not care about their drivers to the point of like, I gotta get it. As opposed to like Black Sun, where I'm just like, I didn't like the show, but I like their drivers. So
yeah, that's how I am. Those CSMs, the motion on them, like, yep, gotta get those. Even though I'll watch the show while I wear the CSM.
There you go. Pretend it's a TV powered one, like the black one,
like the Cosmic Fury thing.
You like the Cosmic Fury Morpher?
I'm like, I'll just sit there, do a little pose, and it just opens. I'm like, okay.
So yeah, next up, Shin Kamen Rider finally gets a Western release date on an Amazon Prime Video on Friday, July 21st. So a month from now, anybody who did not get to see Shin Kamen Rider in theaters, like Ash over here, will finally be able to legally watch it. Legally, asterisk.
Legally. I'm sure they'll put it on like worldwide.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be worldwide distribution.
Yeah, nice. Now I can tell my friends. Now I can tell, like, this is cool. Sorry if I'm like derailing, cutting people up, but this is cool. Then I can tell people saying, "Hey, watch this movie. It's really cool. It's something that I'm into. You don't have to watch an entire series. Just watch this one movie, and it might be up your alley. It's going to be different from the show, but check it out. It's worth watching."
Yeah, and then we can finally.
I'd be like, "Watch this, or I'm not your friend."
Then we can finally do a spoiler live stream about it that same Friday when it comes out.
Amazon Prime watch parties on Twitch.
Oh yeah, we could.
Yeah, you could.
Except that's literally the first day of freaking Comic-Con. And I was like, you sons of bitches, you can't. And I don't want it a week or two earlier because Shin, Ultraman, and Knights of Zodiac come out on Blu-ray the week before that. So July's going to be a good month.
Anything about a Western physical release? No, and that's why this is dumb. Another reason why this is dumb is because this actually comes out a day after, I believe this comes out in theaters in Singapore and Malaysia.
Yep.
Like literally the day after they tell these people, hey, you guys can go watch this in theaters. By the way, it's available on demand on Amazon Prime. Yeah, that's...
I'll be realistic with you. If they had it on Prime the day after we were able to see it here in theaters, I'd still go see it at theaters, honestly.
It's a different experience. It is a different experience. So
some things are meant for theaters. Like I talked about this. Like one, no physical release is really annoying, but like I watched Extraction 2 on Netflix. I wish that was in theaters. I also wish it was getting physical release, but because of streaming services, like I don't think we're gonna get a physical release of this. And it sucks.
We could, because Shout did say they are interested, but I don't know what way they're interested in.
I know they're not going to give me a 4K HDR.
No, they're not.
Like release of this.
No,
and that's what I want. That's what I want.
I was kind of gutted that. I was kind of gutted that they didn't get the Blu-ray the Blu-ray Masters for Deca Ranger, because that's when Sentai started putting on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's what annoys me about that. Whatever that weird unknown company that's distributing freaking Shin Ultraman. It's like Blu-ray only. I'm like, wait, you don't got 4K remat like that? I'm like, come on now. Like,
did it get a 4K? Did it get a 4K release in Japan? Because what you could do is you could get the 4K, import it, and then get some subs from the high seas, and then
I already got a 4K.
I mean, the entire thing that's weird is like these movies had official like subbed versions of them anyway. Like Shout Factory doesn't have to do jack shit when it comes to subs or anything like that. It's already there. We saw it in theaters with the subs. Like, they exist. They are officially there. Yeah. It's just a matter of like, give it to them, 4K, HDR, give me that shit so I can go ahead, pop that shit into my OLED and just enjoy it on my TV with my surround sound again.
Yeah. I got so annoyed the other day. I actually researched what kind of upstart I would need to like start my own like distribution company to make physical releases for like movies. And then I was like, that's a bit expensive. But it's like, I'm just really over like, what if Amazon decides to, like they did with Comixology and everything else? What if they're like, oh yeah, no, you can stream all this, but now it's not available anymore? That it's like, it's lost forever. And you better believe I want to watch it at least once a week for like the rest of my life.
Yeah. It's like, it's a good film. It's a good film. Ash, you'll know about it in like a month. In a month's time, you can finally bask in like what this movie is, and maybe my video review will finally start like actually like showing up in like top 10 search results.
That's why I didn't review it, because I was like, nope, I'm not gonna review it because I know it's not gonna. I'll just talk about what the film is.
I mean, I reviewed it and then like I just searched it up and I was like, why is like my spoiler-free thoughts like number 19 on YouTube's like search algorithm for Shin Kamen Rider reviews? Then my actual review is like 3 below that. I was like, what? God, that sucks. Can't even trend at all. Put so much effort into that. Blew out my voice for a whole week for that for that review.
I will say I did not expect them to announce it go to streaming this soon. When you think of the timeline of like how long it took for like Shin Godzilla to go from theaters to even a Blu-ray release, and then you look at Shin Ultraman, how long it took to go from the Japanese release in theaters to the US theaters, then to their Blu-ray, which isn't even out yet. We're getting that within a span of like not even 6 months. It's like, or even like 4 months. It's like, okay, it's out in Japan. Now we got a US. Now it's going on streaming.
Yeah.
Itoei still won't care about us.
Sucks. I mean, we just gotta. The thing is, it's like I hate it because it's like I want to say pay with our wallet, but if it's on streaming, there's no paying with your wallet. Like it's
and
like
we don't know how
we did it by going to the theaters.
Yeah. And we don't know how they keep track of actual like viewership, because let's face it, Rings of Power and how they gave out their analytics on that. It's like we don't know. There's not like back in the day where the little cable black box we had on our TV could tell companies who's watching what for how long and this and that. So there's no real analytics for streaming, or at least not publicly.
And it's hard to really like keep track of that stuff in terms of like at least box office numbers, but they still won't even tell us how much it did in the West.
Yeah.
And I don't think they will.
Well, it's going to take like a month. Like, cause like,
they'll just say whether or not they're satisfied or they're not.
Yeah. We got, cause we got the Shin Ultraman numbers like 2 or 3 months after.
Let's see. Black Sun was 4K HDR on Amazon Prime. So we'll. The thing is, it's like, okay, I get that, but the thing is, physical media is better than streaming, especially when it comes to quality. There's like a lot of differences when it comes to like artifacting and like that weird compression JPEG filter that you might have from time to time, and some crushed blacks that might still be there when you do streaming versus physical media, which is why like physical media will still like reign supreme when it comes to this style of content. Like, yes, it's more readily available via streaming to do 4K, but look, I sold TVs for like 8 years. So when it comes to 4K HDR and all that level of quality, you want to go physical media. Like I need it full physical media. The bit rate
And there's
compression.
some stuff like I collect a lot of horror movies, so I have movies from going back to the 30s on like VHS, DVD. Then I started getting some of the Blu-ray ones. Like there right now, I'll go back and I'll watch the thing from 10,000 Leagues Below Sea. I'd rather watch that on VHS than I would on Blu-ray. Different media, how it's filmed, this and that. Like that's why I always get physical. I'm like, I have literally a DVD VHS combo still because I'm like, some of this older stuff looks so good on this, but when it comes to 4K, when it comes to my nice HDR, I want it on a Blu-ray disc. I don't want to stream it because anyone who tells you streaming in 4K looks great, I mean, it looks good, but comparable to disc, it's basically comparing 4K on a disc to like 1080p. Like there's differences, and
a Blu-ray, a 1080p Blu-ray that's on an upscale like 4K Blu-ray player looks better than 4K streaming.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of calibrating you need to do for your TV as well. Like you can't just get out of that box, be like, okay, it's 4K now. It's like, no, like you got to make some adjustments. And sadly, I don't think, I was doing some research. I don't think there's a Shin Kamen Rider like physical release announced for Japan yet that I know of. So I know around the time we got the US announced for Shin Ultraman, there was the announcement that there's going to be a Japanese physical release. So I'm going to keep an eye out because I feel like if they do announce the physical release in Japan, that'll kind of be more of an indication of us getting it here. I also don't know what kind of deal Amazon did to get this, you know?
Yeah.
Because Amazon stuff, anything they got exclusive streaming rights to usually doesn't get a freaking physical release.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think Black Sun has gotten a physical release as well.
No, not that I know of.
And usually they would, for some of these shows, release a physical like disc version of them well after the fact.
It's funny. I don't know if you've ever looked at the Japanese Prime Video library before. Most of Toei's stuff is on there.
Yeah, they got a lot of Sentai and Rider on there.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe they were using it as like instead of physical, they're like, oh, let's keep it on here because maybe they were just trying to like pump up the Prime Video subs out there.
So yeah, here's hoping we get a physical release because I would definitely cop that up instantly. Well, if it's of good enough quality. If not, then I can only hope that people with AI shenanigans on certain websites will do a certain upres enhancement version with the full HDR shebang like we got with Dom Brothers, and I will go ahead and get that. So
can you even buy burnable 4K Blu-rays for like computers? I haven't looked into that because my computer has that capability.
What I've been doing is just storing it on a hard drive and then play it directly from the hard drive on my TV.
Oh, I meant for like shady distribution to without
in terms of shady distribution.
Without saying anything out loud.
USB drives.
I mean, I have a bag of these things. I have a bag full of SanDisk, like SanDisk 16 gig thumb drives. Like
it's like it stores one film in here. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you get.
Toei comes after me to swallow them all.
Gotta have a TV with a compatible thing. It's like, oh shit, what's this running on? Ooh, no, it's gotta have at least Google like Android TV built into it in order for it to read this format. Sorry. It's like, oh, it won't work on a PS5. It'll work on a PS4 for some reason.
Can PS5s and PS4s still do like you plug your hard drive in and you can watch stuff?
So I can tell you this from experience: the PS5 sucks when it comes to reading media files from a USB. It'll read it, but it won't load the subs.
The Xbox,
because they're like
Xbox
separate.
will,
And the PS4 will play the files with the subs. It's just every time you move on to the next file, you have to re-enable it if it's soft subs.
Yeah. All right, then. Okay.
I use
it's like a trade-off.
PS4 or 5 with that.
like I used the PS4 for a while when I was like binging Zenkaiger for a bit, and I was like, well, I just want to watch it upstairs, and
Yeah.
I'll just put it on there. But yeah, I could only do it on my PS4 and not my PS5. So
Yeah, I remember I think the 360 back in the day could do that, but I haven't done it in a while because I thought they removed that feature.
No, the Xbox actually has a media player where you put in the hard drive
Yeah.
and it reads it. So I use it for that. I use my Xbox for that more than anything.
Mm.
And it works out pretty good. You don't have to enable anything because I literally binged Dime Brothers on my TV. I just plugged in the hard drive.
I might have to try that with my PS5. I think I've got some files with the subs are hard coded in, but we'll see
yeah,
what
if they're
happens.
hard coded, it'll work. It's just
If they're
soft
not,
code.
yeah, if it's like, yeah.
If they're not hard coded, you could use VLC player to hard code them yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
do.
just leave that shit running overnight.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. All right, so the last bit of news is old news, but it's new news to me. And that's because, like last week, we were talking about Cosmic Fury and the changing of the guard when it comes to the staff, since we saw a lot of writers and people were leaving. But then I found out that, like, the head writer / executive producer for what's coming out after Cosmic Fury, as well as the director for what's coming out after Cosmic Fury, have already been known. And when I found out who they were, what their acolytes were, I was already like, oh, yeah, this is not...
This is a thing.
This is...
Yeah.
This is not going the direction that I was hoping it was going to go, but yeah. So, Ash, since you know a little bit more on the subject, tell me who this person is.
Okay, so this is Jenny Klein. Let me bring up their IMDb as well. But they'll be the new showrunner for the Power Rangers universe. They've worked on such things like Supernatural, Jessica Jones, what else? The Witcher. So they've done a fair bit of stuff. And then we've also got Jonathan Entwistle. So they'll be basically the showrunner for the upcoming Power Rangers reboot that we've known about for a while. And then there's Entwistle, who's done End of the Effing World and I'm Not Okay With This and Hello Tomorrow, from what I can see.
Yeah, so looking at his directing credits, I don't know any of these. I don't know. I'm Not Okay
They're
With
mostly
This. I don't know.
Netflix stuff. They're mostly
Yeah.
Netflix stuff.
Yeah, so these are like Netflix contracted folks. So the majority of it, the thing that gets me is like, okay, so I somewhat enjoyed Witcher season 1, but I'm aware of how much of a train wreck Witcher has been directly following season 1. Not only that, but also looking at her writing credits for Supernatural, I saw that she did the later seasons of Supernatural, which I also heard were kind of train wrecks.
It depends on your.
It depends who you ask.
Yeah, like
she
it wasn't bad. It was just I was
Yeah.
tired of the show being around, type of thing.
Yeah, it looks like she did like later and then like season 3 and 4 and 5, which are the good seasons depending
Yeah.
on who you ask. But yeah,
Now, which
everything
episodes
before
of
season 7
Jessica
was good.
Jones did she do? Because like I
We know
like
which one.
season 1, but then season 2, like most of these Netflix shows, they start dropping off right after the first.
well,
season.
she was the
know
co-producer
episode.
for Jessica Jones, so she was like the co-producer for Jessica. I don't think she wrote anything Jessica Jones. Looking at her IMDb, she was like the co-producer for it.
Well, it looks like she was credited for 13 episodes, or was
Yeah,
that
well, if you click on
Yeah.
it, like the little eye, it does say
co-producer? Yeah.
co-producer.
See,
Yeah.
if you must know,
It's all season
She
2
was there
stuff.
she was there for the Luke Cage.
Oh, okay.
It's all season 2. It's all season 2. It's not even the good season.
Jenny, no offense, but I was not a big fan of Jessica Jones season 2. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay. So there's that. Okay, at least for The Witcher, she was there for like season 1 of Witcher.
yeah.
So there's that.
So we're all still hopeful.
I
Who
don't
missed
know,
Simon already?
No one said, like, when people said Jessica Jones, no one said it was like season 2. I
Yeah.
feel like I've been lied to.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are-
and then when you click
That's
on
why
it,
they
you
say
just see
season
it's all season 2. It's like, oh wait, never mind, never mind.
You know, I don't know even I even finished Jessica Jones season 2.
I don't think I did either. Like I
Oh wait,
did.
I can't check my Netflix because it's not on there to see if
I
when
heavily
stopped
enjoyed
watching it.
season 1, like most of
I
these
loved
Netflix
season 1.
shows.
Yeah.
I love the first seasons, except for Iron Fist. Iron Fist.
I don't
That
know
was
about that.
I was a hard out in like season 1. Like
Yeah,
I struggled.
Yeah.
But I don't know, especially like hearing that their target audience for this is young adults, is what they're going
Yeah.
for here. And I'm like, this is 2017 movie all over again.
Mm.
Like, wasn't the entire thing is like you guys lost the kids? Like, you guys need to ramp up toy sales. Like, don't you need kids for that? Because you can't just bank on the nostalgia for, especially if you're going hard reboot. And I'm pretty sure the young adult audience is not that interested in buying toys or anything like that. Not like that. They also
like that, yeah.
typically go for their nostalgia bait. What was a big thing for them when they were kids, now as like, late teens, early 20s, they want to buy like that type of shit. If their target audience is young adults, like, look, I can tell you of a whole universe aimed at young adults. It's called the Arrowverse. Who bought any actual fucking action figures for the Arrowverse?
They only
If you
the
do,
Scarlet Joy ones.
like, you're in the rarity, because I've never seen anyone actually say like, yeah, I bought myself this Flash figure, and I got myself, I got myself Deathstroke before. I got Slade Wilson. From season 2 of Arrow. Got him. No one did.
That's like the exception though, of the Arrowverse, because DC has the comic book line, and on top of the comic book line, they also have their own figures and that. So I feel like the Arrowverse didn't need merch for it. Technically, they had like shirts and some stuff, but they didn't need to go merch crazy because you have the IPs already in other established forms of media and merch. Whereas Power Rangers is like, yeah, you kind of need to.
Look at this limited edition Black Driver Diggle. Oh my god. Look, Diggle was actually the best character in Arrow.
And I'm mad that he's not a Green Lantern in the actual live action.
We never they teased it.
No, he was originally gonna be when they were gonna do it. But then
when they were gonna do the HBO Max, now called Max.
It's still happening. It's still happening, but I forgot, like, because obviously a big Green Lantern fan, they changed their minds on what they're doing in this so many times, because now it's going to be a Green Lantern core show, and it was going to focus heavily on Jon Stewart and Kyle and this and that. And then I was like, all right, that's cool, whatever. I like Jon Stewart, like Diggle, please. And then they're like, nope, it's not him. And then, he signed on to do Legend of the White Dragon or whatever that movie's called. And I was like, oh, they got Diggle. And then I'm like, yeah, I mean, they showed some clips of him, and it's very bad green screen.
They the thing is, it's like they laid the seed plants within the Arrowverse itself to imply that his name is actually Jon Stewart, because his stepfather was Sergeant Stewart.
Him the green ring at the end of the
yeah. So the thing is, like, they were laying the bait for Diggle to become Jon Stewart. Like,
that was a bait. They literally,
because he had a problematic relationship with his stepfather, whose like last name was Stewart, because they even had it right there on his like army uniform with Stewart.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I didn't take my dad's name because it's just like, I feel he disrespected my mom type deal. But then at the end of that arc, like, he actually gained proper acceptance of his stepdad. So I'm just like, oh wait, there.
I literally
I never finished Arrow. I watched Legend of Tomorrow.
I went back just for that. Like, because I was like, oh, it's going to lead into it. And then I was like, sons of bitches.
I dropped off Arrow after season 2.
I mean, season 2 was like peak Arrow anyway, but I watched it all the way through to the end. I can't say the same for the Flash. It got very episodic after
I got to
2020,
and that was it.
I might have to go back and refinish Arrow, like after Sons of Anarchy and stuff like that.
After, I feel Crisis on Infinite Earths ruined the Arrowverse.
Oh, 100%. That's what I got back into, because I was like, Tom Welling? Okay. Let's see what Smallville's up to.
And it's also because they focus so much on propping up their new shows, and then those actors didn't work out, and then they left their respective shows. So that world building that they did, they fucked up the Kevin Conroy cameo. Like
I
that's
hated that so
his
much.
last interpretation as Batman. Brandon
Really?
Routh finally being Superman again, only to get taken out by Lex Luthor. Like,
And not even good
in
Lex
his moment.
Luthor.
Yeah. So yeah, like there were different moments on there. But yeah, going back to the Power Rangers things, I feel like I'm confused at what the Netflix returns for when it comes to profit margins. Like what they go by. Because it makes no sense. If they're going to make this show target a young adult audience, that would also mean that they don't care about toy sales.
Yeah.
Because they probably aren't going to get much when it comes to toy sales. But then again, it's Hasbro. Hasbro makes toys. So I'm just like, it's so conflicting in a way.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense why Netflix would care about, because like usually Netflix will license out their IPs to like McFarlane Toys, Mattel, this and that. Look at all the Stranger Things merch you see. And they don't actually have a lot of merch for a lot of their stuff. Just Stranger Things, like they had the TMNT collaboration. Cobra Kai got Power Ranger, Hasbro collaboration, did figures with TMNT also. And then they did it. So for Power Rangers, because it's already a IP that has a toy line in this and that, I don't see Netflix can't shop the IP out to someone, it's already at Hasbro. And so from a licensing and royalty standpoint, I'm like, well, Netflix, how do they prove, okay, we gave Hasbro all this money for the show, how are they going to make money on the show as it's airing on Netflix? Because it's just a binge watch, like there's no ads, like, so I don't know what Netflix gets out of it.
I feel like
I don't know anyone who's siding up for Power Rangers. No one's going, I need Netflix to watch Power Rangers. People are like, oh, let me do a quick Google Chrome incognito tab to find Power Rangers.
I mean, if the suits end up looking like, well, I'm thinking Netflix budget, semi-live action, I'm thinking of the reboot.
I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna learn their lesson, and it's not gonna look that like off. I'm thinking more closer to like the Boys style, like quality, not like all teched out and like armor. Like, no, I think they're gonna go. They're gonna look at what team type superhero like shows are working, and you got to look at Amazon with the Boys. You got to see, okay, from a school standpoint, young adult, what from a non-Power Ranger standpoint, but from their civilian side, what's working? Oh, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, this and that. And let's face it, they're probably going to get people from Cobra Kai in it. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone's like, no, they won't. Listen, all them kids know the martial arts. You got, what's his name, Xylo, who's in Blue Beetle. Like,
all those kids are in their 20s. So does that mean we're gonna go back to like OG Power Rangers where they got 20-year-olds playing
all their
teenagers?
20s playing freaking high schoolers in Cobra Kai?
Yeah,
I mean that's true, but I'm just like, for Power Rangers, are we gonna go that route?
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Curry's 33 and he's like a teenage billion-year-old alien, so they're still doing it.
I don't understand that, honestly. Like,
he does not look 30. He looks great for his age.
I was like, you do not age.
Yeah, you're immortal.
Yeah, when I found out he was my age, I was like, what? You're saying there's a chance,
right? Like, don't give me. It's like that whole Ronin from Don't Give Me Hope.
Don't give me hope.
There's a chance I can audition to be in Power Rangers. Then the Toku community would just hate me even more if I got the spot.
I need to call my agent. Well, first I need to get an agent. Then I'm gonna call him one. But yeah, there's so many things they could do, and it's like you don't know what I mean. And let's face it, from the way things sound, like I feel like we're gonna get like a year gap after Cosmic Fury before we get anything. Anyways,
yeah.
So
yeah.
I think it should be longer.
That's the rumor.
Personally.
Like that's the big speculation that a lot of people are doing. Like from what I've heard from a lot of people who know on some stuff, like Josh from Lightning Fig PR says that we're probably still going to get Lightning collections through 2023 to 2024. But we're probably unsure about 2025 at this point. But we're going to get the comics for the longest time because Darkest Hour is like a 12-month story arc. Yeah. So after that, it's like up in the air from there, unless
Do
we
you think
find
that's
out something.
enough to close the gap between Cosmic Fury and whatever this new show ends up being, or do you think they need something else to like just hold people over? And the issue is, it's Netflix. They're gonna drop it as a binge model, and that's still gonna be like the biggest crux to like ruin this shit. Is okay, we're gonna get a dump of Cosmic Fury, more than likely, unless they end up doing 5-episode batches. But then after that, it's like, what do? Do you do like another batch? Do you announce shit like if it were me? If I could get my hands on all the behind the scenes of every Power Rangers season and make like a compilation of all that shit that people have not really seen, but they still had footage of, and just release that in small batches, that would probably sedate some folks going forward, because it's like it's new content, but it's content on shit they know, and if they want to know some more information.
I wouldn't want anything to fill the gap, though. I wouldn't want anything like give us the whole distance makes the heart grow fonder. Nothing. Yeah, we could have our figures in our comics, but let's face it, the figures in the comics are so far removed from the TV show that like a lot of people who are reading the comics aren't watching the show. A majority of people who are watching the shows aren't reading the comics. So it's like, I put it up in the MCU situation that I say. It's like everyone's like, oh man, Secret Invasion right now. Everyone's shitting on it. And I'm like, okay. And people are like, and it's like, have you read the comic? It's a comic.
Yeah.
It's
and like, a lot of people who love the TV show take a big shit on the comic because they say, well, it's not canon. I don't care.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, so like even right now, like we were talking before live, Ash just reviewed the newest Power Ranger comic issue. And I said, no one's like, everyone's doing videos about the toys, rumors about the shows, which Ash does too, but like no one is consistently talking about the comic. I'm guilty of this as well, and I pick it up every month. But it's like
I think there are 3 people that talk about the comics on YouTube from what I know. There's me, Dawson Ryder, and George, from what I know of.
There's a few people like Rollover Queen.
Rollover does his stream.
Yeah.
I know that Rollover does their streams like every couple of months, but
every month he does the one stream where he goes over like the comic book sales rankings, but then he does the Comic Unauthority podcast where they talk about like everything, like that's like weekly or every other week.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, but not a lot of people are talking about the comics, and it makes sense because like the comics is its own like little entity. We have our own niche carved out there, and so if we had nothing from a movie or show standpoint for like 2 years, I don't think we would need anything to kind of like fill that gap, because I think if there's nothing for that long, I think more people would be hyped if randomly, after Cosmic Fury ends this year, we have nothing next year. Radio silence.
We're gonna get radio silence.
2024-5. Radio silence. July, there's San Diego Comic-Con. All of a sudden, we got a trailer dropping. But until then, the production staff, no one's on Twitter tweeting to people and replying to people. We don't have a Simon situation in this whole time. Just complete radio silence. No one knows where it's filming. No one knows what's written, who's casted. Go back to how it was, where you didn't like. I think too many people care about the production side of things now. Like general people. Like I think no one just wants, to just enjoy a show. When it comes out, everybody says, I need spoilers. I need rumors. I need to know where it's filming. I need to know who's casted. It's like, tell me when it's coming out. Tell me the name of it. Give me a teaser. That's all I care about. If we go back to that style, people are going to enjoy, shows again.
I do miss the days of blackout between each shows, like not knowing what's really going on. Like the era of the internet has definitely soured some things, which is why I'm glad, like leaving Twitter, I don't know as much again. I'm like back in like my semi, like back in like my hermit phase that I was in during like Heisei 2, where I was not talking to anybody. I was just watching the shows as they came out every week. And I was like, oh shit, really? I was not expecting this, like that type of thing. Like I miss those kinds of like shock value things. But of course, now being in like this medium that we are right now, in terms of what it is that we do, of course, we're going to run into the scenario of having leaks, spoilers, and shit like that, because of course people expect us to talk about it. And if we don't talk about it, you can bet someone's going to hit up your comment section going like, why aren't you talking about this? Because it happens to us every week. Like
Mhm.
you post something, you make one video. Yeah, but are you going to talk about like the Gachard set photos leaking? It's like I'm not even sure that's Gachard. We just see people on a bay. That's Toei staff. It's Gachard. It's
My
definitely
favorite.
Gachard. Gachard's
My-
filming right now.
My favorite is the 5 weeks of. So when you're gonna review King Osher?
You nearly made him spit out his drink.
I know. That's why I kind of slowed down the sentence.
Yeah, that was indeed of like. Have you not watched any of the videos?
Yeah.
You
So-
tell me you skipped the ending without telling me you skipped the ending of my
Right.
videos, because that's where I give the updates. Like, yeah, that was completely a thing. So yeah, knowing this staff that at least we got cooking for it, like it's completely Netflix folks. It's completely Netflix folks through and through, working on Power Rangers from now on. I can't say I'm optimistic about the brand just because Netflix has indeed been dropping the ball with a lot of their more OG like material, especially nowadays versus like what it was in Netflix's heyday when they were trying to gain like all the subs and they had like House of Cards and they had like Stranger Things season 1 and stuff like that.
That's what I think too. Stranger Things season 1 and 2 got physical releases on Blu-ray and DVD because I have we have the Blu-ray collections that look like the VHS tapes. Never did 3 or 4.
Yeah. I think they did 3 and 4, like depending on where you are in the world. Just give me 1 second. I know that Australia might get them.
I haven't
Stranger
seen 'em.
Things.
Maybe I got 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. I don't
I know that
remember.
Cobra Kai got
Yeah,
DVD
Cobra Kai got a
release.
collector's edition with a freaking Miyagi-Do headband.
That's pretty
Raph,
cool.
all I gotta say is Jito is watching you for saying those words.
I swear that not Cobra, Netflix Premium. Okay, that's a notebook. All right.
Now
keep
Jito's
talking.
watching
I'm
Mark.
gonna- There's a lot of Netflix shows like the Disney Marvel. No, Netflix Marvel got Netflix shows back in the day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know they did.
Yeah.
But now it's just like one of those things where it's like Netflix. I mean, I think Netflix is back on an upswing now. It's just one of those things where it's like I just feel bad because once Ash realized when it came to the realization that it was Jessica Jones season 2, not the first season.
Yeah.
You see the face where just like the doom and gloom, just like
Yeah.
it's not
like,
the good one.
But Jessica Jones was good. Oh, it's season 2.
Season 2.
It's like, how do you squander having David Tennant around? It's like easily.
Yeah.
So awkwardly at that, man. I did. Yeah, season 2 for a lot of these shows, besides like Daredevil, was like what knocked me out of a lot of like the Netflix MCU shit.
I wish they would have got some of the team from Daredevil on there. Can you imagine a Power Rangers where there's like a hallway scene, one shot, like that style? That would.
Yep.
We have very little action sequences like that. There is one in Extraction 2 that is like, I think 18 or 20 minutes of like nonstop, just one take fighting, explosions and shooting. And I was like, that was delicious.
Now, the thing is, it's like, since we were talking about Cobra Kai, it's like Cobra Kai staff, maybe, but they're nostalgic towards the 80s, not the 90s.
Yeah. Not the
So
And
that
also
wouldn't
that
work
is-
there in another generation.
And that was Sony that started that, wasn't that? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sony and
Yeah.
YouTube. Sony and
Yeah.
YouTube.
'cause I remember that
And
was
they
supposed to have,
carried
like,
it
Meet and
over,
Red.
and they definitely had the nostalgic. They were true fans of that film franchise that, build it up to what it currently is. I feel like it's bigger now than it ever was as Karate Kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Because
at
you
least,
even had
like,
like
after the
William working on it. Like the guy who played Johnny. I think he's like maybe an executive producer on the show. Him and Ralph.
So I think what was it? Isn't one of these guys that it's working on this also working on one of the new Karate Kid things? Like,
Yeah, I think on Endless was listed as that. I saw that earlier.
it's like, speaking of Karate Kid, it's like when it comes to he is the director for the new Karate Kid.
which is interesting because Entwistle's like, it was announced to be like the sort of guy in charge of the reboot, and we've heard nothing ever since. Like, Entwistle has been radio silence. Like, I think the last time we got something from him was he posted a. Did everyone freeze or?
No,
Okay, then
I'm just looking very intently on like my bottom screen. So
I think your like screen froze on my end. I was like, oh no, am I just talking to the void? But yeah, Edward's been radio silence. He isn't like Pookie on Twitter. Like I think like the most we got from was like a image of Draken, like a comic cover, and he just said stay tuned, Range Nation or something like that, and then we've heard nothing.
So yeah, I'm not optimistic. I'll wait to see like terms of, because they're probably going to show us like suit design first, things like that, unless they just wait to drop a teaser and that's going to show the suits in completely dark lit environments where you can barely see them, but you're like, I think that's the Red Ranger. That type of thing.
That looks red.
Like,
I don't know.
We'll see. Or they can pull like what they did with One Piece, where they give us the cast like a year in advance, and we're like, oh, okay, that's the cast. And then they'll just drop a trailer and people will be like, okay. Then they'll decide whether or not they want to jump in or not.
Yeah, Emily Red looks good in that movie.
Isn't it a miniseries?
Why is that my
Yeah. Well, it's going to be 10 episodes or however many episodes Netflix is giving it, and then if it's popular enough, they'll see if they want to continue it.
Which is another thing that sucks about like their shows, is that I feel that they'll run it out for a season, but the thing is, it takes like 2 years to develop a season. Meaning, they'll run it out. If it does good enough, then they'll announce that it's coming back, but then it'll be another 2 years before you get it again.
Yeah, like if it's for family,
writer strike too, so you never know when anything's going to come out now.
Yeah.
Because it's running hella laggy for me. I don't know if that's me or if that's.
I'm trying to. I was basically. You were in Discord earlier. I had some computer issues.
Okay, yeah.
And
right now,
so it's
your webcam's moving faster than your audio.
I'm adjusting. That's what I was like messing around with. I'm like,
well, I guess at that point, I guess we should start ending things soon.
Yeah,
just so you can restore that functionality to all that stuff.
I'll just shut it down and go play Diablo.
I mean, I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy 16. So, any last second thoughts in the chat when it comes to Power Rangers, anything like that we can answer? And of course, we know when chat pops off, this will now become a 3-hour stream because that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
When I ask the chat to give us anything, they will just start like listing random things, like me versus Caesar X in Denny's parking lot. I don't think Jito like approves of that. Anything Caesar X related, no. Like, you should know how much I dislike that show. I think for the next Toku Rewind, when we're playing Saber and we get to the ending, I'm gonna override Saber's ending with the Caesar X ending music, because Caesar X also had a dance number ending similar to how Saber does their ending. So rate Jito's fit. Oh wait, shit. There we go. God. This whole thing's running. I actually like Jito's fit. That purple on purple ensemble. That's
good.
I thought it was gonna be annoying at first.
No, he's actually surprisingly cocky.
Yeah.
So.
No, after Shiromi or whatever, I'm like, good. Finally, someone I might actually enjoy as a game master, even though there's no game going on.
Though he keeps popping up with these little mini binoculars.
Yeah. Well, I figured they each have a gimmick, because Jory had the glove.
Yep.
And then Shiromi had his freaking stupid.
The glasses that you just like pop up, and he's just like spectator. Just a spectator.
Near him like food.
Let me see. Final battle against Galaxy Blade. behind a Dollar General. I don't know if it's going to be Dollar General. I was thinking more of a thrift shop, like just some random thrift store. Just put it back there and just see, or like some gas station, just for the hell of it. Some gas station. Let's see. Oh, Mark, do you have any Shoto Super Sentai figures? And I don't have any Shotos, so
I've got the Dire Ranger ones coming in, and I don't know if I want to get the Mega Ranger ones because they all come with the Galaxy Gliders.
he's talking. I'm not
But
hearing
we
anything
cannot
yet.
hear 'em.
He is.
Let's make out what
I
he's
see you
trying to
emoting.
say.
I see you emoting, my guy.
Let's make out what he's trying to say. He's probably saying, I have some, but I haven't bought any yet. But
Okay,
he's pointing.
we're observing. Nothing else. Okay, great. I guess Kevin got Mark's voice. Kevin always has to make an appearance in these live streams any way, shape, or form, and I guess Kevin got Mark's voice.
No one said Blazer and pop the audio, right?
Look, I can even max out his volume. It's not going to do anything if it's not. Yeah, it's not doing shit. He's gone. He's gone. He's complete. Kevin got him. Kevin got him. Goddamn. Okay. Well, it's always an eventful. I don't know if he's going to pop back in. What do we summon the Himeno gods to summon him back? Like, what do we?
Back? So he's back.
Oh.
Wait.
And,
I have no idea. No.
Okay. Idea. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Right.
You're speaking again.
So for Shotos, I have the Die Ranger ones. I might pick up because they're the Zoo Ranger ones, I believe, came out, and I saw some of those like floating around the internet in some places. I have the Mega Ranger one that just announced. I'm definitely bored. I did a video. I was like, no, these look too good. I gotta get these. They come with the gliders, all the weapons.
Yeah,
I saw those.
If you're a Lightning Collection fan and you want the gliders, and that's for you.
And they're doing reissues now of the mini Plaws.
Oh,
so a lot of the mini Plaws are coming back, as well as some more of seasons are going to be getting Shoto lines. So now's the time to get into Shotos. Certain places are very marked up compared to how much they should be, but it's a good time to get into them.
Now, I am ignorant when it comes to mini Plaws because, of course, I own none. I see you got the King Oger one.
Yes.
Can you hold that up on screen, and I'm gonna do a quick comparison to the DX to see, like, okay, that's much smaller. That's way small. Yeah. All right, I'm not buying it.
No. I have.
That's all I need to know.
I bought 2 of them because I got the Greater Guardians now that got shipped out. So I'll have this, and I'll have the full King Oger one built on display. And I have all the Zenkaiser ones. I have the festival version for the Danoni Taijin pre-ordered because I missed out on that one. And the festival one has gold plates on it, and it looks really nice. And they put glitter inside of the mold, so all the pieces are glittery. But yeah, it's a good time if you want to get into candy toys, honestly, right now. And with the soda lineup, too, because we got Chronicles Forze coming out, 3 different packs of those. The Fies lineup just finished, which is really good.
Fies update for me. I'm on episode 26.
Ooh.
Nice. I have it on a thumb drive. That's my update.
You gotta watch it.
I forgot where I left off.
I mean, you'll be depressed like the first few set of episodes because they kind of hit you hard with all the characters, like, intro stories. And you're like, why are y'all going so hard on these guys? Like, they just want to live, and then they die.
Yeah.
They die in the beginning. Got him.
That's what confused me. I was like, wait, who are we following right now?
Yeah, you're going to follow the main characters, which are the bad guys. Because the good guys aren't the main characters in Fies.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way it goes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. it's a good character study show. But of course,
Yeah.
you know, everyone's apparently an expert on Fies now because the new movie's coming out. So, you know, everyone
and all the new fans of the show too. The people
Yeah.
who are saying it's been peak the whole time that never have seen it.
Exactly. So I'm just like, okay, sure. Great. You were the one defending Fies. Great.
Graph asked, speaking of figures, has anyone pre-ordered any SH figure arts, Toku, or any at all? I have a lot. I have like a majority of the Ultraman S8 figure art line.
Yeah. I've got the buffer one coming soon.
I can't show it because of the location, but I actually have the saber, blades, and espada with the actual sort of logos display that holds their One Ride books behind them, like right here in the corner next to the PS5.
Nice.
Yeah, SH figure arts, like they're so easy to come by, and they go on sale like crazy now. You can get most of I think
if they go on sale,
like
then
30.
I'll get right now. The ones that I want to collect is I want to get the entire Akiba Ranger line, season 1 and 2. Like I have like Akiba Red. I want the rest of them.
Yeah,
I got Akiba Red as like a birthday present like 10 plus years ago.
Jeez.
Like back when the show was airing, like one of my friends knew that I was into it and was like, hey, I got this for you. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Thank you so much. I need to get the rest of them. Of them.
Like the Dragon Ball Z ones look really cool. Like they do some really
the new ones coming out are so good. And you can get them at Target now too, most of them. Like Target even has Naruto ones in stock. Like the fact that Bandai has expanded to Walmart and Target for a lot of their stuff, where I think Target's going to get most of the SH figure arts, but I noticed Walmart's getting more of their like regular 5-inch action figures. So, and they're like $9.
I might have to cop the Fires one since I'm watching Fires.
Since I got the model kit's of pretty good quality. Like those
I want to get the model kits, but I'm worried that I'm going to clip the wrong thing with like I would have to get the like Gundam tweezers.
Bro, I've used nail clippers since I was a kid to cut like model kits, and I have not stopped.
This is
from
the
using
new one I just got for Shin Kamen Rider. Finally,
nice.
That's gonna be built soon. And then I just have
too bad they stopped dealing with the MGs because the MGs were like huge as shit.
Yeah, I still have the Master Grade Artisan Double, which is huge. And it's all
the Master Grade Artisan Double is just
like
a reprint of the regular Master Grade Double.
Nice.
Same mold.
Now, if it's bigger. It's a little bit bigger.
It's a 1/8 scale, right?
The Artisan, yeah. But they changed.
So it's the same thing. When I looked at the pictures of the Artisan, since I have all the double like kits, I was like, oh, it's the same mold.
Being attacked by a cat.
Yeah. So anything else to add on before we go ahead and end things? We are at the 2.5 hour mark, just about.
Read the Power Ranger comics if you're not.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
I'm not reading it.
209 dropped.
We've had this talk before.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a lot to catch up on, and I ain't got the time.
And read the Massiverse stuff too.
Yeah, read Massiverse. Oh, I pre-ordered. I digitally pre-ordered issue 25. I'm ready for that.
Nice. They just sent me book 1 of Inferno Girl Red because they did a trade version of the 3 individuals, and I was like, oh, this is
you don't have to watch the stream if you want us to just end it. You could just exit out of the screen. You don't have to stay here with us. We're just here.
Chest of Greatness, we love you, but you can leave. We're not holding you against your will here.
You can leave.
Joke's on you, I am.
Yeah, joke's on you, me too. You can't see it out of frame, but there's like a flintlock pistol being held against me.
JM Cal X is definitely throwing some shade at your tool set for model kits, whereas like I have the whole godhand set because I'm like, nope, I ain't messing nothing up. I want precision.
No, so what I do is I use the nail clippers to like still leave a little bit of the runner on. Then I use an X-Acto knife to like get the rest of the nub out. And then I end up with a lot of cuts on my thumb. A lot of cuts on my thumb when I'm building model kits. Yes, Crazy Orb says, yeah, follow me on all things not Twitter. Just
I know. I was trying to figure out how to add images into the Streamlabs thing because I had a show announcement that I'm doing. And then I was like, oh, I could just have Zio pull up my tweet. And I'm like, he doesn't use Twitter.
No. Then after, of course, leaving Twitter, I can't even search Twitter at all.
Like, yeah.
It's like, make an account. I'm not, though.
I don't want to.
Yeah. So I don't know how to put images in here. So I will just go to my Twitter. I announced the new show that I'm doing.
Ooh. I will retweet that now. And I will also send you my name.
While these guys deal with Twitter stuff, I'm like, freedom.
Twitter, more like shitter.
Get to me on either old school platforms such as email, or
Pigeon.
You can join the Discord and just be on Discord.
Yeah. I can't wait for that night where I'm going to send Zio an email. I drank too much. Did I send the email?
Right.
And I'm going to be like, man, I got this weird email last night. Oh my God, he sent attachments. And the attachments are just going to be pictures, and they're going to be old style photos, meaning they're going to have the date and time right there on the bottom right-hand side. Yeah. Just burned in there. And I'm just going to be like, oh, let me just geotag this shit real fast. Find out exactly where you were at. That's where it is. Let's see. Will I be back? I won't be back to Twitter. When I remember when I quit Facebook back in the day, people were my friends at the time were like, he's just doing this for attention. He's going to be back. I never joined Facebook back. I've been back
2 years.
I quit it. When I went cold turkey on social media, it was 2011. I just deleted everything and just told people, if you have my actual phone number, reach out. If you don't, then goodbye. And that was it. And I lost 75-80% of the people that I was talking to. I never talked to again. Because they only worked off social media. It's funny to also know who remembers your birthday when you don't have social media. That's when you know who your true friends are.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, I don't remember family members even. So.
I mean, I forget my birthday from time to time. I need to get reminded. But it was funny, the year after I quit social media, that only 2 people remembered my birthday. And I was like, oh, shit. Now I know. I know. It's good stuff. So yeah, AKA sometimes regressing back to proper contact with folks face to face is a good thing. Just letting y'all know in terms of that fact. But to close out tonight, anything you got to plug, Ash?
You can find me over at Deoxy360 on the YouTubes and the other internet spheres. We've got Power Rangers Unlimited, the Coinless, coming out on Wednesday. I've read my preview. It is pretty freaking good. I've had a good look at the Draken Rangers, and without spoiling anything, I think it's going to be, without spoiling and breaking any NDAs, I think it's going to be one of those suit designs that will either people will love or people will hate.
Hold on, you mentioned Draken Rangers. There's more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know any. Okay.
Yeah. He's doing his own thing now. That's leading into Darkest Hour.
Yeah. Wait until you find out there's a green and a white ranger at the same time now.
Yeah.
Is he red at the same time too?
No.
And black and gold?
No, there's no Zero Dark of Thunder yet.
No. Yeah. They haven't moved on to yet.
All right. Mark, what do you got to plug?
Just the usual YouTube stuff. Play catch up still. Gonna be going over more massive stuff for next week's episode. I'm going into volume 3 of Radiant Black and 1 of Radiant Red. Just a lot of I'm trying to do more comic book stuff. With Power Rangers Darkest Hour coming up, I'm doing a full retrospective. It's going to be a long form video, but I'm going to basically be doing the whole Supernatural, the journey so far. We carry on my way with some playing in the background without a copyright strike, probably, hopefully, maybe. I don't know.
Probably. It was the full song.
Yeah, I have. If you go to my Twitter, I announced a new show. I'm doing a live one every week, and I'm gonna be starting off tomorrow by building this bad boy
Nice.
and just discussing toys because I feel like there's not a lot of like interaction where people just talk about Toku toys and collecting. And as an old man, I have some insight, I guess.
I remember when I did my live stream when I was building the Fies figure rise. I did that on Twitch, and then I condensed that into my actual video that I put out. But that was like 5-6 hours of me like just on stream building shit and just talking like shit with whoever just came online. Like it's a fun interaction.
It's fun. It makes building the kits a lot more fun because I actually built which one did I build on stream? I think I did Decade or Deno. I built one of those on stream, and then I built a lot of nano blocks on stream too, like the Dragon Ball Z ones, and it was fun just interacting with people and chatting, and it kind of makes it better than me just putting on a YouTube video and just sitting here building a kit. You know, might as well put content out there.
Yeah, plus
then monetize it so I could buy more.
Less editing.
That's fine.
It's less editing.
That's it. That's really it. Because I used to edit my builds. I used to record them all on my phone, then edit them in iMovie, then export them to Drive, pull them on my computer, and then make them to time lapse and add music and this and that, and sometimes commentary over it. And I was like, too much work. Stream it, and that's it. So I'm gonna start because I got a lot of kits I want to check out, like get done with. So I'll start off with some of the Kamen Rider ones because I got Fang Joker still to make, and we have some other ones coming out from Bandai. I have a lot of nano blocks. I even have I have all the Kamen Rider nano blocks, and a lot of people don't realize there's Kamen Rider nano blocks.
That's pretty cool.
The whole Gaim. There's Gaim. I have the whole Gaim set, V3.
As much as you shit on Gaim.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I have a Gaim pillow.
I know you told me about said pillow.
Yeah.
Aren't you trying to sell that pillow?
I am actually. I had to offer it. I almost took it. It was in the 3 digits, and I was like, "Damn, they really like Gaim."
Shit, yeah.
I was like, it's just a pillow, right? They're like, yeah, but it's factory sealed. I'd never seen it. I'm like, all right, I'll think about it. But yeah, just trying to do some stuff. Like, I enjoy reviewing Geats. I enjoy King Oja's set, but I'm just like, the work that goes into that, and I don't even edit the same way you do, and I'm already just like, I'm tired. Like, I get tired watching your videos. I'm like, damn, I know what he did for editing. Now I'm tired.
Yes, believe me, like this week was hell to edit because as I put up on my community post, I was waiting so long for Galaxy Blades True King form to arrive in the mail. It was supposed to arrive on Sunday, but then I literally saw USPS drive past my house. 5 minutes later, they were like, due to unforeseen circumstances, we can't deliver. I saw you drive by my house. What are you talking about? Unforeseen. This guy just said, fuck it, I'm done for the day. Bugged out. Nah. Get the fuck out of here. Then I forgot Monday was a holiday. So I literally that morning was editing my review. And I was like, I just got to add the Galaxy Blade bits and then we're good. But then I was like, it got to be 3:00. And I was like, why is the mail not showing up? And it was like, oh shit, it's a holiday. The mail's not coming today. So I was like, all right, let me work on my King Oja review. But at the same time, for those that saw my review for Geats, you may have noticed a certain character from Geki Ranger being in certain that was not planned. That literally came from me waiting for the outfit to arrive. And I was like, let me add some extra shit to it. You know what happens when I have more time to work on my reviews? I add more shit to those reviews.
Man, what happens when I have more time for my reviews? I end up watching YouTube videos and not adding more time to.
I end up cooking up more shit for my reviews if I have more time to actually work on them. But I'm trying to get them out within a timely manner because I feel like if I didn't bring them out in a timely manner, then people would start hitting up my comments. Well, this already came out, blah, 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 blah. Kevin got Ash, that type of thing. The usual stuff. So I don't know, the whole Moffun thing that started 2 weeks ago with Gates was literally because I got 2 days to work on that review. If I did not have 2 days to actually work on that review, I would not have added in the Moffun shit. So, because I spent a whole day just working on the Moffun stuff again. So yeah, there's all that. So all right, guys, any last thing before we go ahead and close things out for the evening?
No.
Any last words? Anything for Kevin? Anything for Netflix staff working on Power Rangers after this?
I did not know ill hate. It's just Jessica Jones was. It wasn't Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones season 2 was not Jessica Jones season 1.
No,
100%. One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is after last week's stream when I said I might say something about David Yost acting to David Yost when I was at Ranger Stop. So I went to like the panel that he did at Ranger Stop.
Yeah.
And when he came out on stage, I noticed that he did like a small pause and like he looked, because of course I stand out in the fucking crowd. Like I was the only one with fucking bright ass red hair.
I'll say it could be the hair, maybe.
Yeah. And
he just like gave me an odd look, and I was like, please don't tell me he actually watched the shit.
Oh, no.
You never know.
No, and I was just like, oh my god. Like I had one of those moments of like, does he know? Did he watch my review at least where I said that he had like some fail acting? So yeah, that was a moment, but yeah. That was a thing. So yeah, if no one else has anything else, we will, well, not Mark, maybe unless Mark chimes in via like phone camera from the convention with worse quality than he did today.
It'll be like 320.
We'll see how good that goes. And maybe if you do like man on the street type thing, we'll shoot you some questions to like ask con goers, see if they know.
I'm just gonna ask everyone him. I'm gonna ask everyone him and or Rita. That's all I'm gonna ask.
Just show them pictures of each and each. It's just like which and which, and then we can get proper. Like we can bring back Waifu Wars legit next week if we go through that process, because it would be non-biased, non-crazy orb driven, like militias going on, and we can go from there.
I like that. Fair and balanced.
So, yes, completely fair and balanced. So on that note, we're out of here, guys. We, maybe not Mark, we'll catch you all next week. Bye.
Yep.